It's okay. Off your mind. It's okay. Off your mind.
Chai! Now wow, people wey suppose talk truth to power don't off mic. And if we talk, now 500,000 they go summer us, call them hate speech. But fear not, Maiyegun don't come. Ingo torchlight every corner, nooks and cranny of all these bad people where they spoil our country. So my people make we loud, Maiyegun don't come, my people make we shout, Maiyegun don't come, Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses, Maiyegun don't come, this one not the off in mind. And in the touchlight every corner. Okay, some people be they holla say they want the power. Them be promise us say we go get light and power. Them hustle sote they can't get the power. But now they know they do anything with the power. Every day, dollar just they get the higher power over naira. Still them talk say make we off mind. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you ladder. Maiyegun don't come. My people make we shout. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun diary political. Maiyegun don't come. This one not the off in mind. Maiyegun don't come. Person where they do evil, no one make person talk. Them say that Maiyegun, that man too they talk. He too they talk. Say Maiyegun diary, he they hot like pepper. But every day then they take money in bulk. Woman picking, they the street they hawk. Still them talk say make we no talk. But thank God say Maiyegun don't come. So my people make you loud. Maiyegun don't come. My people make you shout. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun don't come, man of the masses. Maiyegun don't come. Maiyegun diary political. Maiyegun don't come. This man not the off in mind. Maiyegun don't come. Aha. Now you not done here. All these bad politicians, them we call themselves politicians. When they thief our money, we no want make the common man get what he supposed get for this country. And I never hear something. Now go hear one. Maiyegun, you go show na paper. Maiyegun diary political. Maiyegun awamo, lamo dododo.
Hello there.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú. Maiyegun diary, lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Good morning to you once again. Good afternoon to you and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. This is Maiyegun Live.
Maiyegun diary,
thank you so much for joining me. Share this broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends and tell them that Maiyegun today.
Godfatherism, Maiyegun diary.
And tonight is going to be an open mic, which means I will begin to take calls early than normal or than usual, rather. Did Pastor Adeboye actually say that Thiefnubu is going to fix Nigeria with the help of God, or he didn't.
And yes, we like Glory YouTube. And yes, we like Oh, Baba G.O. And yes, we like
Share this broadcast.
DJ Ibadi. And yes, we like Presido Barufio. And yes, we like
Also, APC, Egbekegbe, is doing wonders. And the team is piling up. Drug dealer, Boko Haram, and Akpabiole. But fair enough, it seems they have screened out the murderer called Dogua. Tonight, we'll go talk.
And yes, we like
Thank you. From wherever you are watching from, this is Maiyegun Live. And just between this afternoon and this evening, when the tribunal opened in Nigeria, I mean, the presidential election petition tribunal, that's a long name, isn't it? Anyway, so we expected that the news today, or most of what will come out of Nigeria today, are going to be mostly about the tribunal. Okay, there was this clickbait this afternoon when the Nigeria media decided to spread falsehood and misleading news. Remember that? Well, they said that the fastest, the media said the tribunal has thrown out AA's petition against Thiefnubu. That was the headline. Like it was actually a victory of sort, but it wasn't per se. The real news, right, was that two lawyers came in to represent a single party. They didn't speak or talk to themselves before today. They met in court for the first time. Right there and right then, they agreed that, you know what? In fact, it's actually a waste of time anyway. Don't worry, we are withdrawing our petition. And therefore, as expected, right? They're like, okay, now this petition is now dismissed. But that's not what the media reported. Nigeria media was so busy, right? Kind of licking the ass of Thiefnubu, and it is just starting. There's something they call, DICK riding, like when you have to do dick right, you know what I mean? Nevertheless, the APC, Egbekegbe, I'm talking about the vuvuzelas. They call them influencers. They decided to amplify that. This is the shortest petition case dismissal in Nigeria history, and it is just starting. That's what they said. Well, it's misleading. Anyway, that didn't last long. Okay, before the news broke that Baba G.O, Pastor Adeboye, just made the headline again. What happened, Baba? Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀? They said Baba Adeboye of Redeem told Nigerians that Thiefnubu is going to fix Nigeria, make Nigeria prosper with the help of God. That became the thing. When people started saying, Una don't start again, Abi. Una don't, you know what I mean? But it's good for us to actually have an idea of what really happened. So straight to the point, okay? He didn't say that himself. He sent somebody who happened to be his PA to go and represent him at a program, a foundation of sort, right? That he was meant to be at, Meta in Lagos. They were doing this foundation for, what's that name again? Dele Adeboye Foundation, something. Then Thanksgiving or what have you. And I mean, at their branch in Meta in Lagos. So that event was supposed to be attended by Baba Adeboye. But it couldn't, or it didn't attend. Precisely, it didn't attend. So he sent somebody to represent him. That person is sent to represent him and speak on his behalf was the one who now made that statement. And guess what? The individual from Reporto, they said the individual is a known Thiefnubu supporter inside the Redeemed Church. And there are many like that, like APC supporters, like proper pastors. So, and there are those who are telling you the elections have come and gone. Muslim ticket doesn't really matter anymore. And every other thing that they initially, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, what people are now saying is that it is easier to say Adeboye didn't say it himself, even when all pointers before now show that he is a friend of APC, Egbekegbe, because of his political son. He is a godfather to Pastor Ruga. And people actually have left Redeemed Church. I have people who have said they left Redeemed Church when they realize how much of their pastors and all of them have tilted towards APC, Egbekegbe, and at the same time helped to suppress the supposed, uprising against the APC, Egbekegbe in Nigeria. For years, a lot of people said they left RCCG for that. So let me tell you something. How much political they are, and they have been. And it's just kind of cowardice, act of cowardice for an organization that has millions of followers and believers, that are also in Nigeria, who have become the victims of a failed government, even under Bukwari, for them to be so kind of a coward in speaking out. You get. So over time, so before 2023 elections, in 2022, Pastor Adeboye came out and he announced that they were starting something called, I forgot the name, but I'll tell you what it's all about. A political branch of Redeemed Church. That political branch is where the church will be training people about politics and how to get involved, how to contest for office, and the rest of that. Political directorate, something directorate in RCCG. That was in 2021. So they said they wanted to teach their members to understand with the implication of bad choices. Remember, all of these were like their kind of reactions towards the failed government of APC, but they were not bold enough to make that statement as an organization. So in 2022, when Pastor Ruga declared that he was going to run for president and all that, Pastor Ruga was actually waiting. That time when they said Pastor Ruga had no structure, that Thiefnubu is Godfather, right? Is the one who made him vice president. And he was biting the finger that fed him. That who are those who are going to, who knows him, who know Pastor Ruga? So Pastor Ruga in his own, what they call a crooked way, partnered with RCCG. You get. After, this is not a blasphemy, and I don't think you should be offended. And if you kind of feel offended by any means, I understand, but I have no apology for you. You get. Because what I'm talking about right now is the role that the Adeboye and Co. Played in trying to kind of mislead the people from reacting properly to a failed government of APC, Egbekegbe, simply because of Pastor Ruga Oshibajo's connection. Right. So when people were like, how is he going to pull it off? Pastor Ruga was counting on the redeem and the church, precisely. And therefore, they started a directorate in RCCG for him. So when, and they announced it, sure you get. So the purpose then was that even if Thiefnubu and his whatever structure and gang decide to come and work against Pastor Ruga when he gets the APC, Egbekegbe's ticket, the church will be there for him, because after political parties like APC and PDP in Nigeria, the other people who have the direct access to the people, I'm talking about having located their different offices and all of that very next to the people, is the church. Do you know why I said that? There is nowhere you go to in Nigeria that you won't see PDP or APC or any other political party like that having their office next to the people. Sure you get. Also, no matter how bad or how far or how unmotorable your community is, no matter how cut off your own communities are from the mainland in Nigeria, no matter how unmotorable it is, the ballot box will reach that your community during elections. Yes. So this kind of connection and all that, right, is something that somebody can use for their own political advantage until it didn't happen again. So the plan then was that the moment the circular comes, that Oshibajo is the candidate of APC, no matter all the sins of APC, no matter the failure of APC, which Pastor Ruga is part of, the church will drive it. So because of that, they launched what they call the Political Directorate of RCCG. Then when everybody was talking about the failure of APC and then a Muslim ticket and the rest of that, and including the killings of Christians in northern Nigeria, which has become something documented. And people were asking, how come the voice of the biggest church in Nigeria becomes so like deaf, like dead? It's because of the connection. And that was when they started talking about our Lord Jesus Christ. Is the what to call it? Is the evangelism of our Lord Jesus Christ that we should be preaching about, not politics. Those who go to church to go and pray for better life, for stable life, for jobs, for good health. If the society is working well, they will likely not be going to church for those. Maybe they will just be in churches to serve God. Sure you get. But Nigerian churches today, or religion generally, is just the congregation of the frustrated Nigerians, impoverished Nigerians, and those who are living in denial, going there to go and do Thanksgiving after they must have committed all manner of sins, including stealing. Nigeria is a place whereby criminals, after they succeeded in their crime, they will go to church to go and do Thanksgiving. Sure you get now. So ordinarily, those who are intending to use the church for their own whatever, that didn't work out, right? So when the killings and all that were going on, right, the kind of legitimate fear of the people that with what they have experienced under Bukwari, where it is now very much confirmed that the terrorism in Nigeria is state-sponsored terrorism. And what is state-sponsored terrorism? It simply means that the government that is fighting terrorism in Nigeria is the same government that is funding terrorists in Nigeria. I mean, all facts pointed to that. So this fear is legitimate. The same APC, Egbekegbe, having done all of this, and given no goddamn care in this world, decided to pick Muslim ticket in Nigeria. And people expected that, come on, at this point, if there is no political connection, if there's no actually special gain that the Christians or the Christian, large congregation in Nigeria are gaining from the failed Nigeria. I mean, for goodness sake, it's not when you have the peace and unity, peace. That's when you're going to be able to actually even worship your God. It's not when you can be able to peacefully gather and praise that your God. So they decided to keep quiet because speaking out is going to make it look like they are participating in politics when they are actually politicians themselves. All your pastors in Nigeria, if anybody is telling you that somehow now God, they tell them this or that relates to politics in Nigeria or political activities in Nigeria, you are just naive. I don't want to abuse you. You are just naive to believe that these politicians we call them pastorpreneurs. All their existence is around politics. Because if the system really works, right, there are many things that all of you know that your pastors, imam, and all of them are getting away with in Nigeria, that normally they will be in jail. I'm not joking. So the worse the system is, the more the fear in the system, the more prayer points you're going to get. The more all of you are going to try and run and gather somewhere. But it's becoming more and more dangerous to identify as something that have been kind of targeted, state-sponsored target profiling in Nigeria. Christianity is one of them. There are facts, there are evidence towards this. So when they want to speak about that, the reason why they won't speak about that is because the moment they start talking about it, right? The politicians, I mean, you remember that time when Pastor Adeboye and his church staged a peaceful protest, they called it, remember? And then after that, Bokwari, the politicians and gang, they decided to make a law that would then mean the government can take over your church. Have you forgotten that happened under this Bokwari? That the church in Nigeria, where Christians have been slaughtered and killed by terrorists on record in the last 8 years. You've seen all of that. But you can't talk about that. I can talk about that. I don't hold them anything. A lot of us here can talk about that. But our voice are not as it should be. A voice that should be there, that serves as a check and balance to remind them, listen, Nigeria is not an Islamic country. It's not a Christian country. Sure, you get? Nigeria is meant to be a diverse, we call it diversity. A multi-ethnic, multi-religious country. Therefore, if you have a terrorists that are receiving pardon in Nigeria, slaughtering people because they are Christians, and the victims are not allowed to talk about that because they shouldn't religionize it. So over time, the fear was maintained because of the silence of the big voices. So many of them are speaking out. They are speaking out. But you know, the connection between Redeemed Church, hang on. The connection between the Redeemed Church and APC, Egbekegbe, is an established fact. Now, give me a sec. I need to fix that blinking. It's smart every now and then when that happens, okay? Don't go anywhere. Give me a sec.
The Nigeria president now photo. Everybody go snap photo with that. Say our president snap photo with the Bishop of Archbishop of Canterbury. Hey, snap photo with the Rogers. Hey, snap photo with this one. Now president now photo on a vote. Your president is now a picture. Photo. Not be juju be that. Not be when our fathers die for each other and we they cover them, keep them for house, they pour libation. You lose na prayer and say,
we have got the opportunity to serve again for additional 4 years. And Nigerians will know the difference.
Bodies were piling up in the middle belt of Nigeria. A majority of them are Christians. Christian communities were being ransacked. Bokwari's government continued to spread fear They continue to threaten their citizens. Yes, this happened in 8 years. And because they didn't want, they were telling people that we don't want to police, we don't want them to think we're, no. The reason why they can't is because they are getting away with their own illegality in an impoverished country. So the right way is what? Either keep quiet and be on their side. Rub my back, I rub yours. When Boko Haram became a vegetable, half dead in London, it was like all bones. They needed somebody who could help douse the tension so that Nigerians will not continue to say, this sick man, this dead man, this sick man, why can't the Senate just impeach him and then get the country moving? They took him to London, Adeboye, and guess what he said and told the people? Buhari is very hale and hearty. Buhari was very, like, he didn't even believe that Buhari was that strong. That's what a pastor of God, the man of God, went back. And for those who have been following all of this, those who don't have Stockholm syndrome, in the recent times, Adeboye has received so many batches, and therefore he just maintained his quietness, or he will be speaking in parable. In a country where millions of your worshippers are falling into poverty, you are telling them they have grace. All of you where they go, all these churches and all of them, they are telling you that no matter how bad Nigeria is, you will never be affected. How many of you believe them? How many of you are believing them? So when they are playing their politics, thank God now social media has kind of exposed all of that. So it is now just left for you who still hold those old beliefs. Where's that Kumuyi? There's also a Kumuyi. Because the government of Nigeria started threatening their people, if what I'm doing right now, according to them, saying it exactly the way it is, Boko Haram terrorists, they are Hausa, Kanuri terrorists from northern Nigeria. Fulani terrorists, they are Fulanis from, northern Nigeria and outside Nigeria. Yeah? The victims of their killings and kidnappings, they have mostly been, okay, hang on. The Boko Haram said they want to turn Nigeria to a Muslim country, Islamic country. Therefore, anybody who doesn't accept Allah or accept Islam is an infidel and should be killed. That is Boko Haram's philosophy. The Fulani terrorist philosophy is that you either part with your land or you will live with, you will part with your life. Now you see these two armed terrorists in Nigeria, they are more Nigerians than Nigerians who are their victims. So when you look at those they are slaughtering, you will see this one for what do you call it? Bishop of so place, pastor of so place, and then worshippers in this area, worshippers in that area. People are being slaughtered in their hundreds every week. And guess what the government of Nigeria is doing? A campaign of some people are trying to politicize the terrorism. Hello, the government of APC, Egbekegbe, came in and they started giving, pardon to terrorists. They called it Operation Safe Corridor. No law, no nothing in Nigeria that backed that up. Just an insider job where terrorists, all the terrorists have to say is, I repent. Right before our very eyes, the children that they kidnapped from northern Nigeria, these terrorists, most of them who are Christian children, kidnapped by the terrorists who wanted to turn Nigeria to Islamic country. And 4, 5 years, 6 years after that, Nigeria government is welcoming them back as repentant terrorists and their families. Sure, you get? The system is now like funding them, and nobody knows how much Boko Haram is spending in rehabilitating terrorists in Nigeria. Nobody even asks. But the religious body in Nigeria divided. And you know why? Because they need the backing of the politicians. The rest that they tell you God said are all bullshit. Politics is black and white. When they begin to tell you that 1 + 1 is not always 2, it's a crime, they are about to commit something that is unethical. Something they normally normalize in Nigeria. So Pastor Adeboye sent somebody to a place. Thiefnubu's wife is a pastor in Redeemed Church. There are so many other bank thieves in Nigeria. Many other murderers, murderers, manipulators, criminals who are politicians in Nigeria. They are members and pastors and deacons and deaconesses inside Redeemed Church. So when they want to kind of shy away from that responsibility, like I said, they are divided. So that's obvious. They are divided. Some of them are with PDP. Sure you get. And then others are with what? Peter Obi. They are divided for the reason that you see have a Christian body that is so cowardly, so coward in nature to speak out, having millions of people who depend on whatever you say God told you, only for you to come down and tell them to pray harder. You need to pray so that Nigeria can get better next year, so that God can say they should fix Nigeria. He's been saying that since I was a little boy, by the way. So it's called, trickster. They are all tricksters, pastorpreneurs. So he's not bold enough to say it and say, this country is messed up. See, brethren, many of you are praying, and it's like God is not answering your prayer. A lot of you are already losing faith in God. A lot of you are already losing faith in Christianity, because most of the things you are praying for are not something you should even be praying for in a working country, in a system that actually works. This is the problem. For those of you who are graduates and jobless, the reason is not because you have any evil spirit following you. It's not because you have anybody from your family against your destiny. Look at Nigeria. Look at the numbers of unemployed people. Look at the numbers of money being stolen from Nigeria. Look at the numbers of the contract duplication in Nigeria. Tell them the truth, because you know the truth. You could say that. Nobody's going to beat you. Those of you who are going about, God, I'm praying for what do you call it? I am praying for the fruit of the womb. I am praying for husband in a working system with your faith and the help of science. And so many other options you can have. The worry for not having a child will not be as desperate as it has become in a workless society, in a workless system that Nigeria represents. You have a medical condition. Of course, people get medical conditions and they still live their life. But in Nigeria, you have no access to even any system to diagnose you rightly. Wrong diagnosis that have killed so many people. And when people lost all hope, right? It is in Nigeria, you will see a medical doctor telling you that your situation is beyond medical solution. You need to go and maybe you should look for any prayer house, or you should look for anywhere where they can do some, pray for you. In Nigeria, because you know why? That doctor will be pastor. She will be pastor or be deacon or deaconesses or deaconess. So they have mixed-matched the whole thing that it became like, everybody just became the pawn on their chess table. It got so bad that when people even like succeeded, when they succeed in life, they are so worried that they're going to lose everything with the single attack from evil people. So when society runs on that superstitious stuff, and some other people are cashing out from it, the politicians are cashing out, the religious bodies are cashing out. So when they are now turning black to white, people like us will not kind of quiet. And this is why we need to touch this. Give me a sec. I'm sweating. I need to open all these windows, right? Get something, get some hair in. Don't go anywhere. Sorry. like they will say, I ain't shame. Somebody's after me. A lot of you watching me from Nigeria, you are raised that no matter how good you are, no matter how talented you are, should I say, no matter how gifted you are, it will never be enough to make you succeed in life, because there are imaginary evil spirits that just don't want you to make it in life. Who are those who fed us with all those nonsense? Of course, our parents. Who fed them? Your pastorpreneurs. Come on, if everybody start telling you all their stories, and I know a lot of you still watching me right now, believe that it is either you are not prayerful enough. Some of you are blaming the fact that you have reduced your prayer. That is why things are not working well. It's like your enemies are beginning to get you. They put all those nonsense in your head. So whenever we begin to tell you or explain the consequences of the failed leadership, how bad it can actually get, you begin to get confused, because you have been fed with that mentality of somebody is after you. Somebody just don't want you to make it. They know your destiny is good, but you know what? They just don't want you to. Somebody don't want you to get married. Somebody don't want you to have a child. Somebody don't want you to have a promotion at work. Somebody don't want you to be successful in your business. Somebody is just after you. But do you really know the person that is after you? For real? The real evil spirit? Your government. Government policy can take away all your labor, everything you have worked for in your life, in a twinkle. Government policies, like you have in Nigeria right now, can stifle the businesses that creating jobs, running an economy will become a rocket science, like is the most difficult thing to do. Policy of government. So the quality of the criminals you send into your government determines the quality of policies they are going to dish out. If they have no connection with you, other than the transactional connection, every 4 years rituals, the pastors will be there to deceive visions to you, because you are not using your brain, thinking you could put horrible people in power, and then God will touch them to do good thing, make good policies, make good laws that actually impact on you positively. It doesn't work that way. Your pastor won't tell you that. Your babalawo will not tell you that. Your mama lawo, brother lawo, auntie lawo, uncle lawo, they will never tell you that. Yeah. Those ones where they put bedsheet for their head, they speak Larubawa, thinking they are different from you because they can speak Arabic and they can read something you don't even understand. They will never tell you this. They will tell you to keep praying. No be so? But Maiyegun, I understand you. There is also evil spirit. You see, do you think this broadcast is enough to cure you of your ignorance? The people that will fight for God, and they will live their own fight for God. Do you understand that? You can't put horrible thing in and expect something good to come out of it. It's not done. So once they have that power over you, they can destroy your money, destroy your economy, destroy your job, destroy your defense, like APC did, because they have the access to it. Now you are a graduate, you can't find a real job. They say Bajaj, Okada Bajaj is now how much? 800,000 naira. Bajaji 35,000, 45,000 naira. I was in Nigeria because I did the business, so I bought Okada for 4 guys when I had money, because I used to have money in Nigeria. By the way, I was young, I had a small business, and I used to have money. Then Nigeria happened to me, and before you know it, I was like, before everything, I go leave this place. Before they turn me, change me, because I was still in Nigeria when I had fight local government chairman. No joke, that's my story. I was the PRO for the National Youth Council of Nigeria, Odo Bolu local government. Yes, I was the PRO. And it was meant to be what? Job for the boys, Abi. Parley with the politicians, get some money, get some whatever. But I was irritated all through that I had to fight acting caretaker chairman of my local government. Seriously, those who actually know me very well will tell you this, especially those who are part of that team at the time. I was doing well, by the way, and gradually, Nigeria usually don't take things away from you once. It's going to be gradual. Then first you will begin to struggle and struggle. Later you'll be like, hey, I say this business cannot survive anymore. Sure you get. So I did that business. I bought Bajaj, Okada, Bajaj for 4 guys. At the time, I think it was about 45,000 naira each. So today they say your Bajaj is almost 800,000 naira. No, don't ask me. Maiyegun, what happened to your Okada? I actually regretted it. It didn't last 6 months. 2 of them ran away with my Okada. The other 2, new bike, we be saying that me come out paper, come out bag, come out nylon for the body. Baba, after 2 weeks, it's not even 1 month. It started having problem. If it's not plug, it's the police. If it's a look at you that time, you go see me, young boy. They look for my Okada riders in Oshodi. I'll be looking to all those Bolade area. Oshodi, under bridge everywhere. I'll be looking for Aruno, the one that actually I gave the Okada to, which is their leader. 4 Hausa boys. You know, Hausa are very honest, Abi. That one, be like in Lagos, them born na madman. No be honest Hausa man at all. Hausa boy. He was very dishonest. Anyway, you will see me in Oshodi. I'll be looking for Okada. I'll be asking, do you know this? Do you know that? So at the end of the day, they stole 2 of my Okada. I never found them again. I angrily sold the remaining 2 I'm like scrap after maybe about 3 months. I don't think I actually got paid any much money as a deliver money. No. You know that kind of arrangement. You give it to them in installments. So they will be paying every month. So when they pay the money to some certain, the Okada will become their own. The bike will become theirs. So as a business, I was dreaming, right? I got Okada for 45,000 and I gave it in installment for 65. So I was going to make 20,000 each. On 4, that's 80,000. So if all of them pay me in 6 months, or I think it was 6 months. If all of them pay me my money in 6 months, I will have money for 4 Okada. And I will have money for another 2 Okada. Sure you get. So before you know it, my 4 Okada will become 6. So if I give that out to people again, I empower them, they pay me back, the Okada become theirs. So from 6 Okada, I can go to 10. Come and see me, small businessman. I don't calculate. In 2 years, I think I have like, I will have like maybe 20 Okadas. Then after that, I'm going to go to downfall. Young me, the whole business crashed in 6 months. But anyway, that's just the side, by the way. That you graduated, and because you have no job, you started riding Okada. Now, some of you who are graduates now, who people are now saying, try to do something. I mean, while you are looking for a job, maybe you should try to do something. Maybe you know how to ride bike, Maybe we should talk to a social person to buy you one, and you'll be using it to work. Baba na 800 and something thousand naira now. Bajaj. Okada. So, graduate, they ride Okada in Nigeria. And he will tell you, I am still thanking God for my life. Maiyegun, do you know how much Okada make in a day? A graduate that was dreaming of what he was going to become when his parents or her parents were sending him or her to school. Suddenly, is now Okada rider. Is now so special in Okada business that all of that doesn't really matter anymore because, Maiyegun, do you know how much Okada is making in a day? At least I'm a graduate. There are many graduates that are riding Okada. So I'll just be doing it as a corporate thing until I find a job. Baba, my friend, we graduated, we no get job. In since 2011, when he started, he said, I will be using it as a side hustle. So until I found real job, my friend became Okada, the chairman of Okada Riders Association in Ijebu-Ode. I didn't make that up. True life story. Very brilliant young sharp at the time. Very, very kind of ambitious. He had this tall dream. But Nigeria happened. Okay, do you want to hear the full story? Yeah, that my friend was the one who converted me to what do you call it? No, there's a way. Who made me born again? You know, I've been born again before. I've been born again before. I was attending Four Square Church in Odogbolu, and I was actually a church worker at the time. Now, that my friend. So for you to understand how close we were, it was very religious. They taught me how to pray. They taught me how to, the prayer point, how to select them and all of that. We were like that. Brilliant chap. I won't tell you his name. So after that, he went to Taye Solarin College of Education in Ijagun. I'm sorry, in Omu, Ijebu. Very religious, very this. Then he married. But before he married, no job. Sure you get? So he decided to start Okada as a side hustle. You know, maybe he can pull money together and start a proper business, which he did. He started this recharge card business in Ijebu-Ode, right? And they were making their small money from it. But remember, a graduate, he was riding that Okada on the side. And, you know, at first, he didn't want to be part of the association. They will be disturbing him. Because he's educated, he knows his rights. He decided to join them so as to teach all of them their rights. And before you know it, my party done the contest for chairman Okada Rider Association in Ijebu-Ode. Kilude. That's what Nigeria have done to so many of people, so many of you. And where do you end up? You always wanted something better, don't you? You always feel like this is not what you want in life. You want it to get better. And what do? You start praying. You start telling God what you want. Even though you have no real clearer understanding of how politics and your political decisions are contributing. The political decisions of your parents, our parents, your own the political decision of our parents contributed to what we are facing today. And with what we have contributed ourselves, your political decisions are contributing to whatever backwardness you are suffering today. It is not evil spirit. And that's why I don't really want the likes of a Pastor Adeboye to bring God into politics all the time. It's deceitful. It's misleading. Sure you get? So when they throw that in, they have their audience. A lot of people are shouting on God every day. Shouting on God every day. God. So they should be able to be honest with you. It is when they are honest with you to tell you that, listen, it's not that God doesn't hear your prayer. It's not that God hates you. In fact, the last time I had talked to God, on the line, on line 9, God said, most of your prayers, when he is responding to your prayers, he found out that you are also making terrible political decisions. These terrible political decisions are the monsters that is behind every difficulty you are facing in your life right now, as you are watching me right now. So if a pastor explained that to you, use some Bible verses to back that up. Come on. You will never see a drug dealer as somebody that is coming to fix you. Hello? You know why you are seeing a drug dealer, a Boko Haram sponsor, as people who are coming to fix you? It's because they said God with the help of God. So all they have to say to you is that they also believe in God, that God, so therefore support us so that we can do what God said we should do. Come on, it's brainwashing, it's deceitful. And when you see one, you should point them out, like this one. But unfortunately, it wasn't Pastor Adeboye who said it himself. The name of the person who said that is called something Balogun. Where's her name again? Give me 1 sec. They said his name is Dele Balogun. Pastor Dele Balogun, who is a special assistant to the Baba G.O of Redeemed Christian Church of God. The victims of a failed government are the members of the church. And if the church can't be bold enough to be honest, and they are afraid of what the backlash will be, if the church is afraid to speak out, or any other body. Now look at something today. We have it on record that if there is a government in Nigeria that really cares, you know, government doesn't have religion. Government shouldn't have religion. What government cares about is the citizen. Whatever you choose to believe, wherever you choose to worship, wherever you wish to face when you are praying, should be your own sacred choice. And whatever you choose to do, that right of yours stops where others start. If you violate others' space because of your belief, these are the punishment. If you kill people because of your religion or religious belief, you will be killed. Now, if you have that balance, it doesn't mean that Christian, Muslim, or religious, but they won't fight. That will happen. But everybody will know their boundary. And therefore, they will know where to push their nonsense to and when to stop. But in Nigeria, we saw a political party that publicly said the Christians are infidels, where Islamic fanatics in up north were publicly saying this election is jihad for them. They said one Muslim is good, 2 Muslims are great. So if they have one, why can't they have 2? I have all the videos. People saw all of this. They are telling them to shut up. Shut up, or don't cause wahala. Hey, shut up, or don't cause wahala. What about this video? Did you see this? I know, but just forget it. Just ignore it. Exactly. The fear factor. Don't say that or you are going to offend somebody. This was the fear entertained for 8 years. Now, the audacity of APC to force themselves on Nigerians. I mean, it's actually so sad that those who know the consequences of this are thinking that they will be shielded from it simply because, I mean, before it touched them, it will take time. Omo, we are talking about Nigeria. When it will come very fast, even faster. So the team is set. On the 29th of May, Kolu strongly believed that it will be sworn in. The tribunal has opened, which means it will be everyday thing called everyday mental sum. Sorry, we used to say that everyday mental sum. That was way back in, I think it was secondary school, was it? So we're going to be following that. Their media are going to be dishing out fake news, misleading news, and the rest of them. But trust those who are actually going to release the fact that can be verified. So we're going to be following that. Sorry, somebody want me to touch something. Is it not true? They said Yoruba Muslims are not Muslims enough. Is that not what made them to say Thiefnubu must choose a Muslim if he wants to win their vote in northern Nigeria? They gave him that condition. The likes of Adeboye and so many other top pastors in Nigeria, they are privy to this information. They know the truth, but they can't say it. Okay, they can't say them. If they should, and people should react to them, they will be blamed for the collapse of the establishment. And when the establishment is going down, I promise you, they will take all the religious leaders in Nigeria with them. Trust me. It's not the politicians that will collapse. The religious leaders in Nigeria, they will collapse with them. The traditional leaders, the traditional rulers in Nigeria, majority of them will collapse with the establishment by the time the whole thing goes down. So they would rather not say anything. You don't want to bring the whole house down on yourself. You don't want people to discover that their problem is not evil spirits, but evil politicians. So APC, saw Christians and non-Muslims. Okay, let me stop using Christians. Non-Muslims. They saw non-Muslims as like not real Muslims. They told Thiefnubu that they don't believe he's a real Muslim. So if he wants their support, he must choose a Muslim. And he chose a Boko Haram sympathizer. So it's so unfortunate that because of what these crumb beaters will eat, these ass lickers, crumb chasers and the rest, they will rather die in their hypocrisy. These are public review. But anyway, it seems to be the payback time too, because that's what will take us to the next convo. The APC, Egbe, they are started on the foot of Muslim jihadist tickets. Remember something, no? You know, I've told you many times that if the religious bodies in Nigeria, if they want to be kind of clean and honest and detach themselves from these evil politicians, they can't. I know they can't. So it's impossible. Sure you get. But nevertheless, we know that it is, how do you put it? It is like a racket of criminals hibernating here and there and getting the protection of the real ones, the real criminals, which is the politicians. So put it this way. Put it this way, rather. Thiefnubu, the drug baron, convicted drug trafficker. Shitty man, a verified, certified bigot and terrorist sympathizer. Then you are going to have Akpabiole, which is another thief, from the oil-rich Akwa Ibom, the Niger Delta, right? The last one, which is Tajuddin Abbas. That's the one they want to use as the speaker. So you can now say the same APC, Egbe, that is insensitive, where they gave Kolu the condition of a Muslim, or you should forget it. And he agreed and he accepted. So the same APC, Egbe, for 8 years, where we have been witnessing the state-sponsored terrorism and cover-up, where when they even kind of gave Thiefnubu this condition of Muslim tickets, they publicly said it's because they don't believe he's a Muslim. Therefore, he's an infidel. So whoever is not in that their Muslim stuff, right, is an infidel. So the politicians don't have religion. In my book, they don't have any religion. Their association and identification with any religion is simply for political purpose. And that is why when they liaise with any head of a religious body, whether na Islam or whether na Christianity or whether na Ogboni, it is not because they have anything to do with that religion. It's because they are interested in the control mechanism that religion, holds. So if you can befriend the head of the sect, then you can control the sect to some extent. You can control their mind. You can control their thought and the rest of that. So the politician appeared to say he's a Muslim. And we are now talking about their criminality. Do not feel offended, though. Not going to feel offended. Say, are you saying Muslims are this? No. You know where I'm talking, where I'm starting from. Except if you are a terrorist, a closet terrorist yourself. There are many of you who are terrorists, but who are cowards. You don't have the liver to hold that gun and kill somebody. You don't have the liver to hold that knife and kill somebody. But you will support and justify the criminals who are bold enough to do the crime. So if you are a closet terrorist, I have no apology for you. So you may be offended and say, you are saying Islam, Muslim. Maiyegun don't attack Muslim. Shall you get now? Because the people I am talking about that dragged Christianity and dragged Islam together, they don't believe in any of them. Your politicians don't believe in any religion. But in northern Nigeria, for political gain, they are not going to support anybody who is not a Muslim. Do you get that? Meanwhile, in that same Islam, that where they say equality, fairness and justice, even protection, to protecting those who rejects that religion, who doesn't want to be Muslim. You shouldn't attack them. You should keep them safe. Let them practice their religion. Why you do yours? We have people in northern Nigeria using Nigeria money to send young people to Sudan to go and study how to stop the spread of Christianity in northern Nigeria. These are facts. But at the end of the day, these criminals are a bunch of thieves, gun runners, pedophiles. I mean, name it. They condemn homosexuality, but they are mostly homos themselves. They destroy all drinks. I mean, they destroy alcoholic drink, but most of them are drinkers, drug addicts, drug abusers. But whenever they want to pretend to say they are defending Islam, but when you look at their way, when you look at around them, everything around them doesn't actually post Islam. Why is the Islam in Nigeria different from the Islam in Saudi Arabia? Are they serving different Allah? So that's why you get to know. When they propagate this Christian over Muslim, Muslim over Christian, just look at all of them and you realize that it is purely for politics. So if you, as a Christian or a Muslim, feel offended because I am talking about these criminals, Baba, I know how you apologize. So back to the real conversation. They publicly said it. It's a jihad. If you are not a Muslim, you are an infidel. In Nigeria, they said, they called meetings. They had a meeting. And they said that this is a jihad. Nobody held them. Nobody said anything. It was more or less like, yes, we can do whatever we want. We can say whatever we want. And those who are actually Muslims, who are not from the north, they are not seen as Muslims. Do you even know that? I mean, it is that same Nigeria, Baba. In that Nigeria, they say some Muslim, they no go allow anybody will come from another part of Nigeria to lead prayer in Nigeria. Yes. Hausa will not let a Fulani to lead their prayer. Hausa, they will not let a Yoruba man to lead their prayer because they believe that they are not, all that stuff. They have all of that exists in Nigeria right now, religious way. So they do their own thing. They will say, those ones are the northerners, they do their own thing. They do our own thing. In that same Islam. And generally, they believe that if you are not from northern Nigeria and a Muslim, you are probably not a real Muslim. Inside APC, they said it to their faces. Yorubas are not Muslim. If you see any Yoruba Muslim, that's the belief, not me saying it. They said, if you see Yoruba Muslim, you see he may have a Christian wife. He may have their children will be doing everything they want. Are those ones Muslim? How do you have the proper Islamic house? Oh, you will see somebody who says he's a Yoruba, he's a Muslim, but he's still following to go and do, following somebody to church to go and do Thanksgiving, going to their village to go and do Oro festival. Do you understand? So therefore, they don't see us as real Muslims. Meanwhile, when you look at these Muslim leaders, and you look at northern Nigeria, and you ask yourselves, shade those who are Muslim leaders in Saudi Arabia, the Muslim leaders in in UAE, Dubai, that many of your leaders are going to buy properties with your money, your governors, your senators, and the rest of them. Is that same Islam that they are meeting where they go to, the one you are defending for them, the one you are ready to kill for? You are insulting our prophet. You can never insult our prophet. We'll kill you. Sure, you get weaponized poverty, kind of, but generally non-beneficial to anybody, not even you. So do you get my point now? That if these guys are really religious, if they are true Muslims, they won't steal your money meant for education, healthcare, children education, infrastructure, They will not steal your money. I mean, is that not what it should be? If they are real Christians, the real ones who follow the teachings of Christ, They will not falsify the figure to loot from you. But when they do all of that, they ended up in your mosque, in the front row. Bokwari will be given a chair. Thiefnubu will be given a chair. They are all facing the Kaaba, praying. And you say God is not patient. So what about you, their victim? You are almost left abandoned. Maybe so. So they said Bokwari could choose anybody from anywhere. He's the president. If you like, he can bring everybody inside his government as Fulani or Northerner. That's his government. The APC, Lagos Abobaku, the Yoruba Ronu, they couldn't do PEM for 8 years. They were sitting next to the table. Crumb served the no see. So they were waiting and waiting. And everywhere. You just ate us because we are Fulani. You just ate the north. I know this, all of you are just eating the north. See somebody, we say all of us, they suffer together. But in his or her mind on social media, because it's from northern Nigeria, the reason why the people in southern Nigeria don't like Bokwari and they are pointing out all these defects is because they are jealous of northern Nigeria. People where they shop, where they shop sufferness, like say, like brunch and dinner, like it's normal, regular meal. They are doing face-to-face on social media, saying because you hate the north. But meanwhile, their criminal leaders continue to wreak havoc in that same north. So when they pop up their religious nonsense, why it doesn't work on people like us? That's why. Because we know it's not real. Because if they are really religious, they will not be this heartless towards you. So the whole circle is almost complete. The drug dealer, the Boko Haram sympathizer, and Akpabiole, Senate president. But there is already cries everywhere. You remember when they were calling us wailing wailer, crying crier? Okay. It don't be like say, somehow, the CPC jihadist APC of the North. It be like say the reality don't they set in from Fulanization. We are gradually moving to Yorubanization. Abi Eko, Abi Lagosnization. Lagosnization, Abi Ekonization. By the time the Lagos Agberos are done with you in Abuja, some of you will think you are actually now in Lagos, not Abuja. That's why a lot of people are saying that it will never happen in Jesus' name, Maiyegun. I understand. Probably you are also seeing the vision. Let me give you the idea. Nigeria is gone to the dogs. How long you can hold your peace is what I don't know. But you will be more provoked in the coming days. So what happened? Thiefnubu is now choosing who is going to be the Senate president and who is going to be the Speaker of the House of Representatives. So initially, they said, give the Senate president, number 3 man, to anybody from the Eastern Nigeria. Give it to the Igbos and see if you can use that to at least tell them to calm down. So the Igbos everywhere rejected them. They said, "Oh, we don't want it. We don't keep it. Give it to our brother in this in the Northwest. We are not qualified to take presidency of the Senate. Please give it to our brothers and sisters from the North Central, or give it to them from the Northeast. We don't want." The Igbos, you remember that time? Anyway, they finally found a befitting thief for the position. The people who showed interest were the ex-convicts. A thief convicted of looting the resources of his state when he was governor. He is now a senator. That is Oji Uzokalu, ex-convict. Or Akpabiole, awaiting convict that may never be convicted. who stole over 100 billion naira when he was governor of Akwa Ibom State. This particular 2023 election, he didn't even buy the form. You know, this is what they call the interest form. That I want to contest for so and so. He didn't even buy one. But the abracadabra of the Supreme Court of Nigeria eventually gave him the ticket. So he became the candidate of APC, Egbekegbe, like the current rubber stamp Lawan that is about to go out of that place too. So somehow they said they did their caucus meeting and this and that, and Akpabiole is going to be your next Senate president. PDP, APC have already lined up behind him because Kolu, I've told them, is going to be the next one. Yeah, he's starting. Another person is Tajuddin Abbas. That is the one that touched the Fulanization to Yorubanization. Just a few days ago, some of the Agberos on social media, they were so angry that Thiefnubu's son, Sheyi, released names of those who are going to be the committee that will kind of participate in what they call the Renewed Hope concerts. Yeah? So, when the names were released, the the Suffering and Smiling Lagos Abobakus on social media, who were waiting that maybe they will be considered for something, after all of their suffering and their whatever, as they usually say, we have suffered for this party. We have suffered. We're supposed to be the one benefiting. That's how Bokwari came. And the people that didn't suffer, the people that work against us, they were the people that Bokwari was giving appointment. Now, this is Ashiwaju time. We don't want anybody to leave us behind. That your Israel was everywhere. Tinubu released the names. Well, guess what? See that particular one marked. About na PDP member, now speaker of one of the southwest states, a PDP member, is a member of Thiefnubu's transition team, the people that are likely going to get appointments. So 2 days ago, everywhere on social media, why are these people fighting? Waiting happen again. They don't fight again. APC, they don't attack themselves. So what happened? They say Tinubu released list. In that list, two people they are loyalists of Oshibajo. Oshibajo not be one of you again. Oshibajo is a betrayer. We are just waiting for him to finish before we deal with him. Okay, what happened? Are they not APC members? They are enemy. They are enemy of Ashiwaju. How can you go and reward our enemy? How can you go and say, okay, we go remove them, Baba? Yes, they have to remove those people. Wala. Because of waiting they have been like waiting for. And crumbs. Are you with me? So they said the guy that is approved to be your speaker under Thiefnubu, his name is Tajuddin Abbas. Sounded like Yoruba. I'm telling you, that is what is causing problem right now. That name, Tajuddin Abbas, he is not Yoruba. He is from Kaduna. And he claimed to be Hausa. Immediately the name pop up. And they said, I'll go check. I'll go try and see if I can bring you his name, okay? I mean, his image. I should have brought that on so that I can show you that, right? So, Tajuddin Abbas. So, Tajuddin Abbas, who happened to be from Zaria in Kaduna, immediately the news filtered in that Akpabiole is going to be the Senate president and Tajuddin Abbas is going to be the speaker. the northern Fulani jihadists, Hausa fanatic, they started saying, and sorry, before then, they said that na Yoruba plenty pass in all of the appointments for this transition that Kolu has made. Sure you get. Now them they complain, oh, not me, oh. I haven't seen all of them, oh. On a fight, I saw them fighting. I was like, wait, why are you fighting? They said because they are protesting that Thiefnubu is appointing Yorubas. He's giving Yorubas this. If you go to this one, a Yoruba. If you go to that one, a Yoruba. Say, like that. Tell me more. Tell me about it. A Fulani or a Northerner is going to lament about Yorubanization in already divided Nigeria. You are welcome to the party. You are just coming to it late. You are welcome. Because for 8 years, a lot of you mumus that will later become either jobless, kidnapped, killed, or sent to refugee camps in 8 years, and the rest of you are going to run away from the region entirely. You were defending Bokwari. It was doing well. It can bring anybody, but guess what? You have always been the victims as well. You've been victims of the failed APC. But for 8 years, everything was okay. Abi? Oh yeah, I told you. I said, when this wahala go start, you go think say, now the Obidients and all of them go, all of them go be the first people who Thiefnubu go face. Now this Northerners go face first. And in don't they do them already? They are already complaining silently, quietly. Sure you get. That is already appointing Yoruba. So Tajuddin Abbas, somebody will don't be House of Rep member from Kaduna, APC member from Kaduna for about 8 years. Suddenly, they said Gbajabiamila Amule is now promoting a Yoruba man to be the speaker of the House of Representatives. Maybe they are telling you that it's going to be the Yoruba versus the Igbos under under Thiefnubu. Oh, you are looking for your imaginary enemies and all of that. It don't start already. Because the only thing that always causes wahala among these criminals, now the sharing formula. Give me a sec, I'm coming back. I'll go change this battery before the whole thing turn off again in midway when I done the talk. So don't go anywhere. I'm coming.
Jay, help us, help us. There is God, oh. There is God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh, God, oh. God should descend, oh, today God will descend here. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. Nigerian women will not cry in vain. This thing will end today. My sisters, if your child lost, will you stay and keep quiet? Will you people stay and keep quiet?
How many times would they tell you before you know that Nigeria is not for you? Now they never leave you. They have left you behind. Photo, not be juju be that. Sorry, oh. May God not allow them, make them kill you. 70 years old man. Oh.
So now there the fight go start from. Before it becomes something that go sound like a bomb, I am giving you the hint. It don't start already. So the agenda in northern Nigeria now is that they must resist the plan of Thiefnubu to impose a Yoruba man as the speaker. And it's, somebody from the eastern part of Nigeria, Akpabiole, as the Senate president, Kolu as the president. So it was like, so Thiefnubu is trying to play them in the north. Sure, you get that? I'm telling you their message now. They are talking. They are like, The North better rise up now. This Tinubu is going to deal with us. This Tinubu, look at what Tinubu is doing. Our people are not talking now. All those people with Bokwari appointed, you know, they are APC members, Abi. They are going to sack all of them. I'm not talking about ministers and others. I'm talking about those of them they don't give board. Because that's it. The federal government of Nigeria, the president of Nigeria has the capacity to share over 50,000 political appointments. You don't hear that before? For president of Nigeria, over 50,000 political appointments. Then they give them board director, board this, a board chairman, a board member, this member, a parastatal member, clinical member. Everybody could just collect free money. That's where all your money goes to. Overhead costs in Nigeria, that's where they go to. They pay political, that's how they pay political supporters back. They put them in different government parastatals. They are not doing anything but to milk and spread corruption and steal whatever they can get from there for 4 years. So this time around, they become like say, now Fulani they everywhere. Hausa Fulani everywhere. If you go to Abuja, this one board, that one board, this one secretary, this one this and you see all those secret recruitment that you will be hearing that when they share, they said, okay, Nigeria immigration is employing, Nigeria civil defense. Civil defense is employing people. They want to employ 10,000. And they will tell you, out of the 10,000, only 2,500 from southern Nigeria. The rest from northern Nigeria. So all that kind of card playing, now the scenario you go to see now. Now they are saying that Tajuddin Abbas is Yoruba. So Tinubu don't play them. That's according to them. They say Tinubu is trying to play them. They will fight back and they will push their own candidate. Guess who is their candidate? The murderer. Dogua. Aliazan Dogua is their candidate from the north against Thiefnubu's candidate. So the showdown is set. So if you hear the Royal Rumble, the next door, na demo, everywhere, trouble, everywhere, wahala. Are you with me? So I have seen that, and I am looking forward to the blockbuster, the real thing. So you might think it's going to go this way and it will go that way. But others are saying it's not going to happen at all. Maiyegun, it would not never happen. Because Kolu will never be the president of Nigeria. I said, wow. It's just some few days away anyway, so anything can happen. The tribunal said nobody should waste their time on technical. They are going to treat every petition, every point in its merit. You know what I mean? It means if you have evidence against if you allege something and you have the evidence, they are going to treat that evidence based on its merit. And they are going to keep it as evidence based on its merit, not on technicalities. And they said that's the first time, all those fancy words they normally use to get you glued to your screen, thinking something good is about to happen. Yes, I like that. Sorry, Maiyegun, what does that mean? Oh, well, that simply means that, they cannot say because the lawyer didn't shake it well. Every other evidence he brought, it no matter anymore. Technically, the lawyer no bend the head well. He no do like this when he want to enter court. A judge can say that technically. A judge can say, oh, they said the signature that they sign in this note, he get 2 dots and they are thick dots. But this one where you sign now only one tick, the other one no tick. Everything else is correct. So the entire petition, we are sorry. We cannot take them on based on technicality. Are you with me? So that's why they said it is so difficult to prove that you are rigged in Nigeria election, because they will kill you on technicality just before. Are you with me? So, which means it sounds good. Like that sounded good. Like maybe they will just have to deal with everything case by case, and they will now rule on them. No be so then tell you say, INEC will take your voter's finger, and you get your PVC, PVC. And it was like people were making videos of how important PVC was. And you see somebody who say, Is it for eba? Is it for gari? Is it for beans? Cassava gari ewa and all of that. They'll just wake up. Hey, where's my PVC? God, I beg you. Hey, God, I beg you. Hey, thank God I still have my PVC. Because INEC told you it was your only weapon to serve and stop the criminals. But they didn't tell you that they've made duplicates of them as well. Therefore, they were in control. You were just like, more or less like, the people where they act the movie. Now, they don't buy market. I agree. They don't buy market. Therefore, no give you PVC. Sure you get. If if anywhere where Yakubu day right now, and the rest of them, maybe they are regretting that they gave you PVC. Because if they don't give you PVC, maybe this Wahala no go reach this one. In my view, that's what I kind of think. Because they are now saying that you stole our mandate. They say, but you came third. Now, who go kill your papa? Who came third? Abi you the mad, you stole our mandate. Everybody say, but you came third. You now, Abi you the crazy. We came, you know what I mean? So, people who come first, no fit celebrate. Even the one who came second, where they chase the one who come first, you no get peace of mind. So, they shouldn't have given you PVC. So, but nevertheless, they gave it to you. Now, they are using fancy word like, we are not going to deal on technicality. And I can't look dictionary. What is that? Maiyegun, what does that mean? But I don't mean anything. I just fancy word. When the game starts, go, the Nigeria factor will set in. Now we're going to say, but I thought this judge said, I thought the court said that they are not going to, sit down there. They said, okay. Fancy word, fancy word, you'll be hearing them. One way said, Obasanjo don't go employ Russian lawyer. Kilo dear, calm down. Maiyegun, I know what I'm saying. Maria Sharapova, you don't bat table tennis. They won't know what, no, lawyer. Weary. Nigeria to create so many weary. There's so many weary one le. Sharapova call, Sugar Provani. Anyway, everything is flying around because people they believe, say, any way you go take, they must stop this call. And I agree with them. I do. And I wish you all the best, okay? So I want to take calls, but, like I said, it was meant to be an open mic. But sometimes when I get fully into that, it's just like, but I haven't finished. No call yet. So as everybody is now saying they are in court, then believed to say judiciary, sharing can restore the mandate and they will stop Escobats from, burying Nigeria. I said, it's expensive. Emotion won't go these days. But see, I kind of, Obi is very lucky, Sha. Peter Obi is very lucky to have all of you, the Obidients. The amount of energy, resources that you continue to dissipate, to channel towards this, it seems like you no go get tired at all. People know they spend them. People no get emotion for anything like this anymore. How will I get this massive one? We know they run out. It should be grateful to all of you. We change their mind and say, we move on, Jare. All of them are just say, bring them. We are just getting started. Anywhere where they enter, we go follow them. Obi don't tell us, say, if they attack you from the air, from the sea, from the land, respond. The Obi, Abi? That energy, because nobody get emotion, nobody get anything for care anymore. If you see, they say people just mind their business. They no longer kind of say sorry to people anymore. They don't even check on you, say, you dey okay? Are you okay? You're right. Nobody get time to they ask you. Baba, they go tell you, say, Baba, they look. Say, look at that man, he don't fall inside that gutter. Baba, you drink? They say, maybe you know they drink during the day. So I'm not drunk. I didn't drink. I lost. You blind? Yes, are you blind? In this economy, you are falling inside gutter. If you break your leg, who go feed your family? Person will not know you. He don't know you from anywhere. No emotion, no nothing. So in this side, the economy, you dey fall for gutter. Look at this man, this man. If you break your leg, who go feed your family? You better dust up and let us move. This is what people have become. Even when they are witnessing horrible things happening around them, they'll just turn and be like, you know, concern me. The last time, when I was younger, we have a saying, Oshojumi, you know what I mean? As a little boy, we were psychologically told never to say the truth. I know some of you watching me right now will be wondering, what do you mean, Maiyegun? I'll tell you. Do you remember that when we started kind of growing up? Well, okay, I'll talk about myself. Then you can talk about yourself. When I was growing up, right? My own, the kids of like my own peers, right? We were told repeatedly, in Nigeria, there is nothing like, I'm a Nigerian police station. There is nothing like I'm just an eyewitness. Sure, you get to say, oh, I saw it. I saw them. I saw him do it. Now you go become the accused later. Sure, you get in Nigeria. So they were telling us when we were younger that I saw that I'm an eyewitness. Now 5 years in jail. That if they call you and say, come here, come and tell us so and so, and you go there and you say, this is what I saw. This is the fact, Baba. And so you go end up with 5 years. So I didn't see anybody who went to jail for being eyewitness. She get when I was growing up. Oh Lord, she witnessed in it. Once in 5 years, I didn't see any, even though I was warned. So what that did to me was that I would rather just keep quiet. And it is like that everywhere. There is this illustration. I don't know if you have heard that story before. I'll tell you this story. They said that it was antelope. Antelope was running in the jungle, rolling fast, running like somebody who they want to kill. And then elephant saw him, and elephant was like, antelope, what happened? Who is chasing you? And it was like, you see back there, they are arresting all the lions. Nigerian police are arresting all the lions down the hill. And I escaped. I was like, but you are not a lion. You are not the one they are looking for. You are an antelope. You are not a lion. Why are you running? He said, well, it will take you, it may take you 20 years to prove to the Nigerian police. He said it will take him 20 years to prove to Nigerian police that he is not a lion. Antelope. It's a very popular illustration. It may not be antelope and elephant, but I just use two animals there or three. Antelope. This is the size of antelope. This is the size of lion. This is the size of elephant. Antelope running away because Nigerian police are raiding all lions. He's not a lion, but he knows them very well. And he said, it may take up to 20 years in Nigerian prison to prove it to the Nigerian police that in Nigerian court that I am not a lion. Immediately he said that to the elephant. The elephant started running. Do you get that? The elephant started running too. Who won't go prove and for court say, now waiting I saw be this, now waiting I see be this. And that's how corrupt the system is. Nigerian court, no matter what you want to say, anyway, people will tell you, well, it doesn't work that way. There are people who fight for, I know, I'm not saying it works that way all the time, but majority of the time, you do know. So, in fact, where's the other one I wanted to pick? One sec. So in one of their stuff, the people who genuinely are part of the establishment, the people like Ooni of Ife, Ademula Oodua, the man that Boko Haram told to go and warn Sunday Igboho to stop all that thing he's doing, and Baba couldn't tell them, or Ooni couldn't tell Boko Haram that, look at what your people are doing to my people. We couldn't even call the police. They won't answer us. We can't even call the military. They won't come to our aid. But here I am in your office. You are telling me the son of the land, who is actually standing up against these criminals, should be warned. He didn't say that. He brought a message back and he told Sunday Igboho. Igboho blasted him. And then a month after that, 2 months or 3 months after that, the DSS attempted to kill him. They didn't succeed. They burned down his house. 2 months after that again, which makes it about 5 months after Oni warned Igboho, the final attempt on his life was made and he was declared wanted. Long story short, he's here again and he's telling you that everybody should pray for Tinubu, embrace him, and pray that he succeed. That all of you should sheath your swords, whatever that means, and support Kolu, the Jaga bandit, the Jaga addict, Escobati Atole, Aṣíwájú àwọn Atole, Aṣíwájú ẹ̀yin agbèrò, Aṣíwájú ẹ̀yin crumb chasers, crumb eaters, ass lickers, all right, sirs. See? Pray for him. Support him so that he can fix Nigeria. Same thing they told you about Boko Haram. And the only thing that changed in Nigeria is just the Boko Haram's health. That's the only thing that changed in Nigeria. Pastor Ruga's look and all of that. So the drama ahead is more, or let me say, the dramas ahead are many. And a lot of your respected Oba, respected pastor, respected imam, respected babalawo, revered mamalawo, and respected professors, and the rest of them, they're going to jump into the loop to tell you you are the problem for not being able to accept what God has chosen for you. They will make you forget about this thing. Let us move on. Baba, anybody will talk anyhow, get yourself ready to let them collect. See, you have entered a stage of we have entered a stage of our lives that the best we can do for ourselves right now is to tell ourselves the truth. Do you understand? Being politically correct is not in anybody's interest. And for those who actually care, this won't be the better time for anybody to hide behind what's it called, that thing? Platitude, being a flatitude, whatever. Something that used to be like, to massage the ego of the people and then deceive them. So you've gotten to that. And that's why when some people said that Obi should learn how to keep malice, learn how to be angry for long. Stop going to people who don't give a damn about you. They don't like you and they don't hide it. Sure you get. So when I see them say this, I'm like, okay, I don't say they say peace no be optional. Yeah. So they now said, when Obi met with him, with Professor Abiko. So he said, when Obi met with Professor, Obi went on social media, on Twitter, precisely. And Obi said, he met with Professor, respected leader, respected this and all of that fancy in the words. Trying to be nice. Trying to explain away the confrontation between the Obidients and Professor Soyinka. That Professor Soyinka had to call the victims of a failed government in Nigeria, he had to call them fascists. The people that have no power to force anything on anybody, but they have power to reject every kind of a gaslighting or name, tagging that the typical elite in Nigeria are fond of. Oh, you better don't let them call you bad boy. You better don't let them call you bad girl. Oh, I'm sorry, sir. Please don't call me bad girl. I'm a very good girl. Baba, tagging. So they can easily tag you and say, once we tag you that thing, nobody will help you. They'll say you be bad child. You are a bad children. If your child is me, It is gaslighting. The people that have more than you, the people that have a sort of, coverage than you, using that to shut you up because that noise you are making is becoming irritating. It is affecting their friends. And if their friends are not happy, they won't be happy. You respect them, then they can bully you to shut up by labeling you. So they labeled young people fascist. When the terrorist APC, Ekbe, that choose Muslim ticket in a multi-religious country called Nigeria, Ooni of Ife said there is no time, there is no point in wasting time. Let everybody come out of the court and embrace Thiefnubu, and then let's move Nigeria forward. That's political Oba Ooni. I mean, so many times people are like, this particular Ooni just brought so much ridicule to that too. Unfortunately, what can you do? Gone are the days when they used to kind of intimidate us, trying to kind of bully us with unknown and say unknown cause, unknown this and that. You better watch your mouth. Don't let me use Oriade to curse you. Don't let Kabiyesi to use Oshai to curse you. They tell you, say that your Kabiyesi, if you take off all that a day, take everything and stand in front of that Isheshe and say he hasn't betrayed them and they should kill him in 7 days. He cannot do it in public. He won't. So gone are those days when they use those things to kind of make us shut up. Not anymore, because people have seen through them. You cannot be a corrupt person and befriend corrupt people and then hide behind tradition, hide behind religion to seek something they call sacred. Baba, as the year goes by, they will be all skeletalized, like they will make them look like skeleton. You can't hide and hide behind anything that, trust me, they won't be able to. Anyway, so an old man, a supposed literary icon, he popped out and he said, the young people who have expressed their disgust and they reject the established programmed power, or should I say, coronation, call it coronation, because it's more or less like, if they had it all figured out, why did they allow people to waste their time, waste their lives, energy, and all of that in registering to participate in a charade election that is already rigged? Why do you allow them to do all of that when you can just pick somebody and choose a date for coronation, and everybody will just have to bring on their best clothes and go there and go for the coronation of the new king? So when elders are so insensitive this way, and they begin, because of their selfishness, their self-centeredness, their own greed, they begin to pontificate on morality that they don't have. Morality is like a two-way thing, okay? If you want to come to equity, they say you should come with clean hands. So these are dirty old people, dirty institutionalized people who are living on old glory, but somehow, they've forgotten that they are dealing with a different generation, a generation that will likely not know Jacob, Abi Noah, Abi Joseph, Abi every other thing you use in tricking our parents, in lying to our parents. There is a generation that won't give a fuck about those, and that generation is here, and that's the generation you are battling with. So, Obi they do Mr. Nice Man. I met with Professor, our leader, our father, who called young people who have done nothing wrong. He called them fascist, to label them and set them up for attack, set them up for killings. But once people like him begin to call them what they are not, it just makes it easier for those who want them dead to go after them and say, we are trying to stop fascists. We are trying to stop people who doesn't tolerate others. So if you kill them, if we kill them, we are justified. That's the channel. So when Obi met with him and he started talking about reconciliation, I was like, what's this guy talking about? Like, what is wrong with him? So people started dragging him anyway. But just this afternoon, Professor Soyinka came out and he said, Okay, what? Wait. Obi said he has reconciled. He spoke with the confessor. The confessor said that, he's reconciled with the obedient. Mr. Nice Man. You can't take picture with him. See him smiling. See the face of the person we want reconcile. He will come be like saying, they seek attention. And this will be the look for attention. Are you with me? They don't like you. Are you with me? They don't like him. And we all know why. So why are you trying to be so nice and be like Mr. Say, no, it's his nature, it's nature. Eko nature with the song, eko pretense o she song. Nature ko, nature ni. What's it they call him? Professor Soyinka now came out today and said he never discussed any reconciliation with Obi. I didn't have any reconciliation with who? Me. I have a reconciliation with fascist. This disobedient, this fascist. So he came out to say Obi was lying. That's what Professor Soyinka said. He said Obi was lying for going out there to say they have settled, they have they respected this and that. And I Showore share him. Showore. People are asking me to bring Showore here. I'm going to go ask him. Show, come here. People are asking for you. Now Showore tell us, they say, Professor Soyinka said, he just told Peter Obi to go and buy his book. That there's a book on reconciliation. First, the obedient must first admit that they are wrong. They must apologize. And then they must read that reconciliation must be based on truth. They must not be lying. They must be honest and clean. So if Peter Obi and obedient want reconciliation, go and buy the essay of Professor Soyinka. Go and buy the essay written on reconciliation, the truth, the truth about nonsense, sha. See, Mr. Nice Man. That's what I said. This one come court. It was supposed to be in court today. Kalu and then Atifku no show. Kalu no show. They can't send this charge and bail lawyer who is now the two-term governor of Plateau State. Solomon Lalong, who went there to say he's there to represent Kalu. They say, you can't represent him. His lawyers are here. Okay, I'm representing APC. No, you can't represent APC. Come on, what is this? Are you not a state governor? Yeah, I'm a state governor. I'm also a lawyer. Which lawyer? You don't win any case before? No, my lord, I want to be part of it so that I can win first case in my life. You dey mad. You dey what? You dey mad. Get out of here. The way he went back into his car, change his clothes, come back to say, Obi, what you they do? Your guys they did me dirty for Plateau State. Me we be saying I be the chairman of the Thiefnubu campaign. You na come enter Plateau State, we be say we don't even see you coming. They never see me coming. See me coming. Oh, Mr. Money. Oh, yeah? You never see it, or they never saw him coming. It's kind of, well, I believe it's kind of, platonic, as you saw both of them smiling and laughing and all of that, whatever. So I'm going to open the line, but I'm going to go make myself a cup of tea first. So I've delivered on my first part. I would continue if you want me to. But I want this to be an open mic because a lot of you have a lot to say too. I know you have a lot to say. But before you do, like this broadcast, okay? Share this broadcast. And then, subscribe to my channel. I love that if you do. Somebody said that, the more subscribers you have, the more money you will get. Papa, what's your problem? Is there anything wrong in that? Oh, yeah, take your subscribing. Take it. I'm just joking. What happened is that I have delivered something that a lot of people who feel that they appreciate that. It is this podcast that people said, wow, you could actually do all of this just like that. Thank you, Maiyegun. And with that, you don't have to pay me. What I'm saying is that stay back, keep the number up. Somebody else would. And that is YouTube. But if you don't feel like that, Baba, ole jadanu. They call it that Amori Oba Wogbo. The real lovers of Maiyegun will stay. The message will make you love Maiyegun. And in the long run, right, you will stop loving the criminals that put us in this mess. So, I will be back. Like the broadcast and then pick up the call. I have people on the line already. So when I get back, I'll start taking those calls. So you can express yourself, say your mind. You're free. I'll be back.
social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me. If I read it, I get high blood pressure. I get angry. I don't read it. So.
Hello, ma.
Hello, Maiyegun. Thank you for all. I'm doing good. How is your family? I know you're doing good as well.
Thank you, ma. We are. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, thank God. But you know what? Where I'm going to start tonight is
this, ma'am.
The Jews that you talked about, especially Pastor Adeboye. You see what you heard from that is PA. That is him. He is speaking his heart. That is his heartbeat. But he can't come out boldly to tell the world, this is who I am supporting. But he is saying it. No controversy. Take it or leave it. See, let me say one thing. Yes. You see, this man, he has the biggest church. He has the platform. He has the voice. He has everything to move against that government all along. He will not do it.
Because he's in bed.
Why will he not do it? Because he has vested interest in the government. I heard you when you were saying, oh, he went to pray for him in London. BS. BS. Complete BS. I've never seen, throughout reading the Bible, where a man of God will be going to the president, will be hanging around the people, around the people that are at the corridors of power. I've never seen it in my life. In the Bible? No. But we all remember Prophet Elijah. When he told the king that, then remember you, this wicked king, for 7 years, 7 months, 7 days, there will not be rain. It did happen. God placed them there for the people, not for him to be parading himself as a celebrity pastor and be getting things from the government, waving things for him. No.
And then misleading
that is if
people.
He's actually serving God. Thank you.
For example, Maria, when he met with Buhari in London, they deliberately, there's this image. I'm going to put the image up now, yeah? There's this image. When he met with him in London, they deliberately took this image, this picture. This was Buhari with an oversized jalabia, looking like a skeleton. I'll show you the picture where he's standing up. Looking like very sick. Adeboye said God has healed him and that he is so strong and healthy. And you know the story. He lied to his congregation. They put this picture out there as a way to say, if Baba Adeboye say Buhari is fine, then he's fine. If anybody says it's not fine, that person is somebody who is enemy. So imagine somebody ruining your country and you have a chance of sitting with him, accessing and seeing him up close, and you came out to lie to millions of people. And they didn't see it as that because he just prayed for the president.
Liar. And let me say one other thing.
Yes,
when Obasanjo was there, he said 3 things. He said, the men of God, when they come to Aso Rock, they do not come to pray, they do not come to preach, and they've not come to advise. They've all come to chase contracts. That man said it.
He did.
Oh, yeah.
He did say it, I remember.
Right? Besides, you see these people that we say men of God, there is no man of God in Nigeria. Forget that. Maybe we can find one, or be 2. Then they are not a handful. I won't lie to you. Unfortunately, they are bad examples for few people that really want to do the will of God.
Yes.
All of them aspire to be like Adeboye so that they can have jets. That's all that is going in their heart. Take it or leave it.
And then they will be telling you to leave pastor out of politics. Leave pastor out of this. So go and face your politicians. So, but guess what? Your pastors are friends of the politicians. And they are using their friendship to hoodwink you too. No be so?
Adio, they are not doing the will of God. Because if you are doing the will of God, you don't afford you go. A blind man sees what Buhari is doing. I'm not lying. A deaf man hears what Buhari is doing. Because it is so loud, the pain is so much that everybody is feeling the pain. You dare not travel from one end to the other without exercising fear. Kilo day. And you want to tell me Adeboye is Okobo? It's a diaby?
No.
But when it comes to him lying to his congregation, telling them to come and pay whatever, he can open his mouth.
Because everybody is living in fear. Fear everybody in Nigeria. If you don't do this, this will happen to you. If you don't follow this, they will do this to you. Everybody is living in fear. So they are all just kind of cashing out from fear.
See? Now, look at Bishop Desmond Tutu. I want you to go and read about that man. Why I'm going to bring that man into this discussion is that this man used his pulpit to fight against apartheid.
Yes.
Then
speak truth to power.
These are people. Yes. And he was fighting the Oyibo. He was not fighting local guy. He was fighting the Yoruba, and he knows the consequences. And he faced the consequences.
He did.
How many times were they in prison? Were they tortured? But eventually, those people that were oppressing them, they knew better. They knew what they were doing is wrong. Yes. Eventually, they were able to get their freedom.
Let's go.
Right? So let's go. But this man used his pulpit to preach, to speak to their hearts, to call their conscience out. This man, when he died, the whole world wrote a tribute for him. Even those ones that were oppressing them. Even our famous Yajekun that died after just last year. I read what she wrote about this man. And I was now saying to my heart, so you people know that this man is good.
He's saying the right thing.
And then you were torturing them, you are oppressing them in their own country. Is that not the same thing the Fulanis are doing to us? Do we have Bishop Desmond Tutu in Nigeria to speak to us? No. All what we have is celebrity pastor that will be romancing the evil to power Louis Bench. Right? He cannot pronounce Buhari, listen, you have done this. You are invoking the wrath of God. Which wrath? When he has promised him his jet will parking space or all this nonsense. They are all complicit now. Please, in our dear very presence, Rebecca was it Rebecca? No, Deborah was killed, was burnt. Nobody said
no single word from somebody like him.
Jesus
not
Christ.
A word.
And how does he sleep at night?
He sleeps fine, if not that one, no. Mommy, let me take another one. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
It's actually so good to hear you again. It's been a while.
Thank you. Thank you. I tried on many occasions. I wasn't able to. But today, I said the moment you said the line is open, bam, bam.
You're not going to stop. And I'm glad that I caught you. So thank you, ma. Continue
You're
watching.
welcome.
Let's hear from others too.
Yeah.
So I have here, hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun General.
Prince Jajaman.
Baba.
How are you doing?
Happy to get you again tonight.
You're lucky. You know how you do it. A lot of you who are veterans know how to do it. You know when to keep dialing and non-stop. And sometimes you're not always lucky. So could you got it tonight?
It's a privilege. Well done, Baba.
Thanks a lot, Prince.
Yeah, Baba. You see, one good thing about your channel is that the truth coming out of your channel is very raw. Okay, right. Very raw and direct. You see, Maiyegun will continue to speak the truth. Consistency is the key.
That's right.
Okay, as you are consistent, that is the key. You have helped to deliver many souls. You see, many people come to your channel. You never claim to be a pastor. You never claim to be a bishop. No. But whenever you talk like this, you know, it's like an apostle and bishop is speaking, okay? Because what you are doing on your channel is what the people will call men of God should be doing. You know, because God, the Bible told us that Jesus is the Lion of the tribe of Judah.
That's right.
You know, lion is a king of the jungle, isn't it? You know, he's very, very bold. He fears nobody. And Jesus Christ is a perfect example. The Bible says we should look unto Jesus. He's the author and finisher of our faith. I believe so.
So.
So Jesus is the perfect example. Is Jesus bold? Did Jesus speak to power? The answer is yes. Is Jesus very bold? Yes. Did Jesus, when he was Jesus confronting Pharisees and Sadducees, did he paint any word when talking to them? The answer is no.
No.
Was he friend to them? The answer is no. Okay. Even when they took him to Herod, you know, before Herod, he was very bold. Even when Herod was telling him, do you know I have power to kill you? He told Herod, who is like the president then, he said, you don't have the power, except it's given to you from above. Are you getting me? So today, someone will stand up and we say he's a man of God. God speaks to you. You know, when you are talking, everybody will be, will be silent. But when it comes to to speak truth to power, the thing that concerns the life of the people, the destiny of your children and children, you cannot talk. Because one, you don't want to go to jail. Two, you don't want your tithe and offering and seed sowing. You don't want anybody to stop it. Four, you don't want where you are parking your private jet for them to increase the tax of it. You know, why the people are dying.
You know, that law that Buhari and co were planning that time, they will sack him, they will remove him as the head of RCCG. Government will appoint another person as the head. That's the law that they haven't passed so far. The politicians are holding that. Any pastor, if the pastor do too much, they go use them. Adeboye will become former pastor, or former leader of RCCG. To not lose all of these, they would rather keep quiet or sound nice to them. Why millions?
Maiyegun, I have to tell you the truth, okay? You see what is happening. Everybody will eat breakfast.
Now all of us,
are you getting me?
Mr. Judgment.
If you don't chase the black goat in the afternoon, in the night you can do nothing. Baba Maiyegun.
Oh, Bugwala ma je breakfast. Asikoto ni kaluku ma je tie ototoni. Sumobile.
The prince.
Exactly. So Baba, what I'm telling you is this. You see, the what is happening, I attend Pentecostal church.
Right.
I get him. I believe in Christ, is gospel, and is very, very unique and powerful. And I believe in the power of God Almighty. But we have to talk the truth, because judgment will start in the house of God, Maiyegun. You understand? Before it will go to sinners, judgment will start with the house of God, men of God, and those that call themselves Christians. Are you getting me? Maiyegun, Pentecostal church today in Nigeria, you know, why you see most of the purification of Pentecostal church today is that many people that are jobless, they have now seen that the opportunity that no do, when you gather people, 10, 15, 20, no do, at the end of the day, some will pay tithe, at least you go see shop money, some will pay, some will sow seed.
I'm trying to hold it inside.
Some will sow seed.
See, President
No.
Maiyegun, I am not supposed to laugh.
Man, don't laugh.
But you know what cracked me up? You know what cracked me up, yeah? My mom used to use that word. No do. That is at all. So when you kept repeating it, it just okay. Go on. Sorry for that. Go on. So
okay, Baba.
People,
you see,
go on.
You see, Baba, life is at stake. That's why we have to be raw.
Yes.
Okay, with the truth. I get it, because this thing that is going on, life is at stake.
Yes.
You know, people are dying on daily basis because of all these actions. I get me.
I do.
Now, you see, this has made Pentecostal church has made the Christendom. It's like the gospel is not the way like Christ gave it to us. Now, the people that gave us the Bible brought the Quran. If you go to their, like UK, they have a submarine. They have all kind of ammunition to protect themselves. You understand? You can't go to UK and find them trouble or mess up. You understand? But when you come, all these men of God, they will tell you, if they slap you for left, turn your right. But they forgot that Peter, that was following Jesus Christ, has ammunition. There's a knife. Yeah. That when they wanted to carry Jesus, he removed knife and cut somebody ear. You understand me? They are armed. But Jesus is the Prince of Peace. And Jesus is the one that told you, if they slap you one face, turn another one. But Jesus knows is what self-defense is all about. But in the Nigeria, they will not tell.
Jesus is the one that is actually sure, because in this place, if you walk anyhow, you go see anyhow. Now only Jesus, they go about, they share grace, they share, all of that too. So everyone around Jesus now fight no day, always guiding. According to you, Prince Jejeman, they were harmed.
Exactly. Now Bible where they tell you, no be say Prince Jejeman talk up. When Jesus went to the temple, people where they do exchange there, where don't turn the house of God, as they turn the house business of God center. Now for Nigeria as business center. I getting me. Every day they are raising funds. How many of them see Jesus Christ? They raise funds every day. I getting me. How many they see Jesus? The third person sow seed, sow this seed for man of God, sow seed for the children of pastor wife, sow for pastor Pekin, sow for anointing of business, sow for anointing of market. How many times Jesus tell people in the Bible? It's not the same Bible they are reading. I getting me. They have turned the whole thing to business. You understand me? Why people life are in danger? They are not telling people that look, Nigeria is the winch that is after their life. Is all these politicians that are the ancestral demon that is making their life to be like this.
Yes.
They will be telling them, pray, that is the ancestral demon that is holding you down. All this that things are not moving for you, that you've not married wife, that is people in your village that are chasing you. You've not married a husband. The other time there's some group gather themselves, carry me, they go to my husband's house. How they go marry you? Man, we go marry you, never sure. The government has made everything worse that nobody can. Purchasing power, the naira is a paper. Then how it is not a man that shop with the top wife they go marry.
Talk saying one marry another person's daughter. Me will never feed myself. But if you go, I go on they feed another person's daughter. You better say your papa house, Baba. They pray together. May God answer us so that we can marry. Some of them don't know that. They blame the devil. The politicians are the devil, and the church is telling them.
But pastors will be pastors will be conducting deliverance service from Monday to Sunday. They are conducting deliverance service.
You understand me? Them from?
If you come, they won't tell you that it is Nigeria that is holding you down. No, that is Nigerian politicians that they are the devil and they are the terrorists. Because everything that they are doing, the consequences are the reason why Nigeria is going down the pit. That nobody knows where Nigeria is going now. In fact, Nigeria destiny has been borrowed away. No, they cannot pay salary as of this moment.
They can't.
Maiyegun is, you see what I'm telling you is they are hearing me. That's what I'm saying raw. I attend the gym, even in the gym, I was a worker there. I getting me. But when I came abroad, I now begin to see that it is not because I didn't pay tithe that things are tight for me. It's because Nigeria government has made everything
to take everything away from you without even touching
the business that you are doing. The business that you are doing must be tight because the company that are giving you being contract, they have all folded. Why things won't be tight for you? Are you getting me? But in your conscience, you'll be condemning yourself that you didn't pay tithe.
That you are not good enough. You are not prayerful enough. You are not doing this enough. You are a sinner.
You are not fasting enough.
Maybe not that girl where you slept with last week. Now she stole your destiny. Or maybe not that girl where you won't marry. Now he changed your life, and that is why you lost everything. A lot of people have been misled. Relationships have been ruined. Life have been destroyed because they have misled and told lies to keep chasing shadow over imaginary enemy. Prince Jejeman.
My dear, they know, as I'm talking now, they know my voice. They are hearing me. I'm very open.
Take another call. Thank you very much.
Baba.
Thank you.
God bless you. God bless you.
And you too.
Keep on the mic. I
will keep it on. Thank you. If you are still watching, we are at least we're almost 3,000 of us on YouTube earlier. A lot of us have dropped off, and we still have about 2,700 of us. But if all of you are left, can at least go back in there and drop your own offerings, right? Maybe you can take us over 1,000 likes. Can you? Thank you. I have a caller. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun.
Hello there.
How are you?
I am very well, sir.
Wow. I'm so lucky today. I have never been lucky.
It's like the job that they say is afagbarawo.
Ó dẹ̀ fagbára wọ̀.
Ó ti dàgbà.
Mi ti ẹ̀ mọ̀ pé ó lè bọ́ sí i. Mo dẹ̀ ń kọ̀ try ni pé wẹ̀ a kì í mọ̀. Ó yóò lè bọ́ sí i.
Thank you.
Ó wọlé.
Right.
Thank you for what you do.
Thank you.
Thank you for your family. Thank you for your wife. Thank you for everything you do.
Thank you so much.
What I want to say, ó dàbí pé èní òun lọ́jọ́ ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì àti pásítọ̀.
Everybody don't collect ma. Ó ti yẹ yín ibi tó bá yí sí ni.
Ó yí sí ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì àtàwọn pásítọ̀ lẹ́yìn. Ó dà. Nǹkan tí mo fẹ́ sọ náà ni pé ṣé rí àti ṣọ́ọ̀ṣì o àti pásítọ̀ wọ̀. They are all living in delusion. In a big delusion. They are not alive. They are dead. And it's very unfortunate.
It is.
They brought Bible. And we don't understand the Bible. Ṣé rí àwọn pásítọ̀ tó wà lẹ́ni, ohun táwọn òyìnbó kọ́ wọn, àwọn náà kọ́ àwọn ọmọ ọjọ́ wọ́n bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní kọ́ra wọn ní irọ́ lórí irọ́, irọ́ lórí irọ́, irọ́ lórí irọ́. Òyìnbó ló bà wá ayé wa jẹ́ ní Nàìjíríà. Kò sí bá a tún lè ṣe, ó dàbí pé gbogbo ẹ̀ ti bàjẹ́. Ojoojúmọ́ ni máa ń gbóhùn yín o, ni máa fẹ́ gbọ́ news báyìí. Maiyegun ni. News arise kò tó mi, torí mo mọ̀ pé Maiyegun will summarize everything, and that will be enough for me for the day.
God bless you, ma'am.
If I don't bother to hear, even if I try to hear other news, I'm like, àwọn ilé ìṣèkèṣèké ni wọ́n. Tàbá ti gbọ́ Maiyegun, àti gbọ́ nǹkan tó ń ṣẹlẹ̀ Nàìjíríà. Ṣùgbọ́n ó dàbẹ́ ṣe ń sọ, nígbà pẹ́ tá a ti ń sọ, báyìí padà ò tiẹ̀ bá wa tá a ti dàgbà àtàwọn tó jù wá lọ. Ṣé rí àwọn tó ń bọ̀ lẹ́yìn bí irú yín àti irú àwọn ọmọ tẹ́ bí, ó ṣeé ṣe kí àyípadà dé bá gbogbo ẹ̀. Ṣùgbọ́n lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí, n tó bàjẹ́, ó ti bàjẹ́ dé egun, ó ti ń yàn dín. Kò dàbí wípé àtúnṣe wà fáwọn àwa tá a wà presently báyìí. Bóyá àwa tá a wà báyìí àtàwọn tó ti dàgbà jù wá lọ. Èyí níbẹ̀ yẹn, àwa tá a ti pé 60, tá a ti pé 70, tá a ti pé 80, tá a ti pé 90, gbogbo ẹ̀ ti bàjẹ́. And it's unfortunate. Ṣùgbọ́n òótọ́ yẹn ti ń dọ́wọ́ ẹ̀yìn. Àtúbọ̀ dọ̀wọ́ àwọn ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ yín náà òótọ́ yẹn dọ́wọ́ wọn ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n á sọnù. Torí pé inú àìlóye náà ni gbogbo wa dàgbà sí. Ṣé rí Western education tí gbogbo yín tí gbogbo tá a mú kí gbogbo àwọn ọmọ embrace yẹn kan burúkú. Àmọ́ bí èṣù ṣe pinlẹ̀ tiwọn. A kàn bá wọn lẹ́nu wọn ní ẹ̀ẹ̀mọ́kú tó pa ẹbẹ́ ẹ̀fọ̀n lábàtà. Ẹyọ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ tí ó ní tiwa kò yí ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa. Ṣùgbọ́n ó ti ń yé ẹ̀yìn dáadáa. Mo láìkì gbogbo àlàyé ẹ tó máa sọ yẹn màá ní Maiyegun Ọlọ́run á ràn ẹ́ lọ́wọ́. Ó kárí ṣáà máa jó lọ àwa wà lẹ́yìn yẹn.
Thank you so much.
Ààrá tó ń ṣe mọ́, ààrímú mọ́. Ẹ̀yìn wọ́n ní ọmọ yẹ ti rìn òhò bọjà. Aṣọ òbọ̀ ọmọ yẹ mọ́.
Ọmọ yẹ mọ́. Káwa náà máa padà wá tún sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe sọ ìgbà táwọn bá dàgbà alátìmúra sí ń sìn. Káwọn náà máa padà sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ fáwọn ọmọ tiwa.
Ní rírú ẹ̀ ẹ rí ìtawà lọ́wọ́ wa yìí nǹkan burúkú ni. Ọmọ yẹ ti rìn òhò bọjà, aṣọ òbọ̀ ọmọ yẹ mọ́.
Thank you so much.
Nǹkan ti bàjẹ́ kọjá àtúnṣe ṣùgbọ́n mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀.
Thank you, ma.
Ẹ̀yin ẹ ṣáà máa ro bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ro yẹn ni kẹ́ máa ro ẹ má dákẹ́ o. Kẹ́ ẹ dẹ̀ máa jẹ́ kí àwọn ọmọ yín kó máa gbọ́ kó má bàa rí bó ṣe rí yìí ní ọ̀la o. Olúwa ràn yín lọ́wọ́. Ẹ máa tẹ̀síwájú. Àwa náà wà lẹ́ ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ wa la wà lẹ́yìn ẹ ò Maiyegun. Ó tilẹ̀ jẹ́ páàrí nǹkan ṣe o.
Ṣẹ̀rí ìtẹ́ ṣe náà ẹ mọ wọ́n ní bí ìgbà ẹ̀kẹ́ ṣe máa ń fi ọwọ́ ti lé. Mi ò lè má rí majority yín, but I could feel it, and I always feel your presence. I will say that in your presence today. Yeah, thank you so much for the support. So what she was saying there is that they are old now. The information that we have access to today, especially the younger generation, said it is helping us to understand better the danger of the world we live in, including what Nigeria has become. And according to, all right, Nigeria is done for. And people like and the older people, there is barely anything they can do to help other than to support every young person who have seen the light, and they are ready to keep walking in that light. And he said that there are young people who also have this information, but they just drop them. They don't know what to do with them. But with programs like this, right, people will get to kind of understand better. And when people understand, they're likely going to act different than when they don't know anything happening. So I am so grateful that I have people like that. I have a lot of elderly people on Maiyegun's Diary Political, and they love Maiyegun. You have no idea. And they are the majority here. You'll be surprised. I have the data. Hello there.
Hello, Maiyegun, the General, sir.
Yes, good evening. How are you, sir?
I'm good. Well done, sir.
Thank you so much.
Yesterday, I tried to reach you because we were discussing about the INEC, what they are planning to use in the court that they didn't use. The result that came into the IRS, that's not what they are going to use. They are going to.
No, that was today when they opened their tribunal, right? And I started reading some of the responses. INEC is going to tell court that IREF is not important because they didn't upload result on IREF. Every result you see on there, they are going to say they are uploaded by ACAS and the opposition. Shameless statement, but it's still coming. Wait for it.
But the problem is when you say so, I was just laughing. I said that will even affect them more because they have to prove it. Because all the parties have the result. So let them bring the result which they say they use manually, which they collected manually.
So the one they announced Tinubu for, bring them out, we'll check.
Yeah. That one will even be worse. They will see the landslide that Tinubu used to lose. Even the IRF will help them a bit. That's what they don't know. So there are no tickets. Anytime they try to do one thing, they will use lie to cover another lie. They get more exposed.
And they are dealing with the wrong generation, people say.
Yeah. I'm so excited about all this. I'm just so confident because everybody is waiting. Even to be sincere, even the judiciary that are in trials, not even the people anymore. Because they are proving they are proving to the people that all the politicians, Tinubu and all that problem of Nigeria. Now they want to go to the judiciary because internationally everybody is saying that Nigeria judiciary are criminals, they are corrupt and all that. So now the judiciary have to prove them wrong or prove them right.
Sure you get. Now, what I talk today, remember I'm saying, now what I talk, we say, at least we have a right to be wrong. A lot of us know them very well, and we have said all we know about them. Maybe they can prove all of us wrong by doing the right thing, and then we'll hand it. We'll hand the right to be wrong, at least for once.
Yeah, even the one that I'm more excited with is, I don't know if you listening to Dele Balogun, I think it's live broadcast with Aisha.
Hey, I saw
which they did on Saturday.
Well, I did. I saw
that guy is so bold. I don't know. It's just like someone that doesn't care what they can do or what they are coming to do. The way he was speaking, this one man that is always talking.
You know what I will tell you, because I have been in that situation myself few times. Okay, usually nobody say when we speak, like I am doing right now, nobody say I no get waiting, they get me worried. But you see what kind of keep people like us to keep speaking, despite all the dangers. Now, I'm not comparing myself with the Dele Balogun. They are taking bigger risk. They are in Nigeria. They are participating in the election. They are saying that Tinubu didn't win. He is on TV everywhere. So his own proximity to danger cannot be compared to mine. Mine is very low. His is very high. But here is almost the same thing. For people we care about, we feel like anything can happen to us anytime. So whatever is going to happen to us anyway, right? Before they happen, right? Why can't we just speak out our mind? A man dies when, a man dies when he can't speak his mind, even before he's dead. There are many of us who feel like that eventually it will happen, if it's going to happen. And I think that's the angle where most of these guys are coming from, especially Dele Balogun to me. It's not because he's not afraid. Sure, you get it. It's not because he's not afraid, but it's because the worst they would do is to kill him or arrest him. But before they do that, he go speak in mind.
Even now, what I'm so happy about, when you brought out the Peter Obi, what he did, there's something about Peter Obi that people still don't understand. He's kind of someone that is just built in love. He cannot hate anybody, no matter what you do to him. Even when the Obidients will attack him, he will still stay cool. He will receive and accept it. And he will still go after those that condemn him, criticize him. He will show them. But one thing that people don't know, that such a person are very dangerous. Then once they decide to do something, nothing you are going to do that will change their mind. And if you are fighting against such people, it's like you are fighting against God. That's what people don't understand it today. You will see many people that have spoken or speak against him. Go and look at their life, how it is today.
That's some precedence, Baba. Anyway, I'll take another one. It's been a pleasure. You don't even tell me where they're coming from. I suspect say now.
Okay. I thought you still remember me or know where I'm calling from. My name is Osasa. I normally call you from.
I tell you, sir, then they look at this. I thought they say, you know something. I don't remember the name, but immediately I saw the face and I saw the number, and I was waiting that you're gonna say Osas, and I could just drag him like say you reminded me. Thank you, Baba. Thank you so much.
All right, sir.
So I'll take this. I have another caller, and indeed, if you're still watching, please do me that privilege and like this broadcast. It shows you are here. That's what it does. So thank you. Hello there.
Right. Maiyegun.
Yes, sir.
How are you?
I'm very well. Thanks for asking. How are you?
Yes, not bad. It's Dozie from London. Let me tell you is that Nigeria is a big joke. You know it, I know it, and you have been preaching it, that Nigeria is a big joke.
Yes.
Everybody knows Nigeria is a big joke. Imagine everything that always happens always has to have a criminal intent. Nobody will always do something that is right. Imagine a pastor. What has Pastor Kuyimi got to do all this in appearing? In fact, do you understand that Nigerian churches and all these particular churches, they are becoming the worst set of criminals. It's unimaginable, and nobody is taking time. Taking time to investigate them. But anything is as soon as you say, they will take church. Because every time there's always Holy Ghost fire. Whoever is seeing you, and if you don't wear, it's becoming a cult. Yeah. Why would Pastor Kuyimi, that a man that have that kind of thing, will he tell me and come in public and say that I have seen all these publications that election was not rigged? Yeah.
You can't say that. Why? They just want people to kind of begin to disembark. Sure, you get like when people begin to when church members begin to say, well, let us just pray for them. Pastor Adeboye said God is going to use him to fix Nigeria, forgetting the fact that the same Pastor Adeboye said God is behind fake Pastor Ruga, who is a member of their church, right? Indirectly, he didn't campaign for them. To be in fairness to him, he didn't campaign for them, but he gave them his podium, his platform to address, which is an indirect endorsement that majority of people in Redeemed Church, they felt like they had a stake in APC because Pastor Ruga was there. So what happened to those ones?
Exactly. But this is the problem we have in Nigeria. that you see a man that is a man of honor. In fact, we all completely habitual criminals, just in our blood. Yeah, no matter if you like, you can try today and try tomorrow, you become the best CEO, chief executive. Yeah, as soon as you become that criminal intent will still be in your blood. All right. Okay. The situation we have in Nigeria is that Nigeria is a joke. Even sometimes I keep wondering, why is Nigerians not wondering? How come this country has not collapsed? I don't know. Nigeria is a miracle. I'm telling you, it is a miracle that Nigeria still stand as a country. It hasn't actually financially everything collapsed.
They say it's because of the oil. They say once there is no oil money anymore, it's just with Nigeria will collapse within a decade maximum. Everybody will go their separate ways. The moment the oil is no longer there to share, or any money at all to share.
In fact, the worst part of it, when you think all this politician is coming up, when Shagari 79, during 1979, all these politicians at that time, Shagari, Bolige, Mbakwe, all those kind of people thought, if you compare those politicians with what we got today, you will know that those politicians, they were actually a saint. And the worst part, I'm telling you, compared to this one we got now, and the more they coming up, the more they're stealing. All this fighting is not about good intention to do anything for Nigeria. The best thing that we know that the country is not working. The constitution is not right. The political system we are using is very expensive. It's actually very expensive. It's not even decent to in Nigeria. You got the House of Senate, House of Rep, State of Assembly, Chief Executive, that security. It's very expensive. It's unimaginable. And these guys, the reason they spend so much money when they come out in public, they want everyone is praising them. So as soon as they enter that government, their mindset, steal as much you can steal. So that when you come out from government, you still maintain that style.
That's right.
Still maintain that style. So you have to steal and steal and steal and steal because you want to maintain that style. So we know we don't have law for Nigerians. Because anybody that have law for Nigerians will not be stealing. We don't have law for Nigerians.
There's no true love to our country. No patriotism. No nothing.
That is the honest truth. That is what is making me crazy. We don't have love for that country. Anybody who tell me that he loves both Tinubu, both Shagari, both Fulani, Fulani Caliphate, come and tell me how you love Nigeria. You don't love Nigeria. You are a wicked man.
You can never treat what you love like that. You care for what you love, don't you? You will never want something you love to disintegrate that way, right? These ones don't care.
Look at the way they will never put people they love in pain.
Thank you so much.
You don't love Nigeria. So why not in a nutshell, why not for God's sake, let's come and let's go a separate way so that we can put our love to our sentiment, our tribe, our group where we love, and everybody will live in peace. We might even make a bigger progress.
Thanks a lot for adding that again tonight. As always, let me take another one so that we can have all these diverse views from everyone. I have another caller on the line. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
Yes, sir, Mr. Maiyegun.
Sir.
How are you? 11. Well, I think the caller before the last caller, the woman said a lot of things and it really makes sense. It really makes a lot of sense. Yeah. See, their own generation, they failed us big time. They failed us big time. They failed us.
And they are still failing
us.
And
what I want to say I think even if they want to take action, it's too late. Okay, it's too late. Now, to worsen to worsen the situation now, even if some of them decide to take any action, some of them also are also hating all these evil people.
Another angle.
Yeah, some of them. Yeah, because when you look at fact, why some people are clamoring that they should end police brutality and everything. Some parents gathered together protesting that they should not end SARS.
I know.
So that is the problem. But the generation will not give shit for anyone. We know the look face. Now in fact, we the millennials, we are still kind of things.
Right.
But you see this Gen Z, they don't mind. They don't
want to listen to anything. They don't get patience that much. We are still like kind of being careful once in a while. But the Gen Z, we will see how these people will survive them.
Hey, so that is the thing. But what I will say is that, years ago, like a couple of years ago, I had a conversation with my mother-in-law. I just called her. We were talking generally. I said, you know what?
Right.
Me, I'm tired of praying for Nigeria. I'm not going to waste my prayer again. One bit for that nation. Again.
They will think you are possessed.
Like
she will think you are possessed. Don't say that. Don't say that. You must be praying. No, don't talk like that.
It's like everything I thought that time. It's like you just brought a stamp today and you validate it stamp. I think somebody just bring a stamp to validate all my insinuation. Sometimes when you are insinuating things, you might be thinking that am I the one who is crazy?
Is it me?
Because I had a conversation.
The whole world is crazy.
Yeah, I was the whole world is crazy. Yeah, I had a conversation with my wife some time ago. We had a conversation and we said, with all this killing, especially that is when they beheaded a lady in Abuja that time. One woman doing the town crier or whatever.
Okay. Yes. That's a while back. I mean, Eunice something. The woman that was preaching and they beheaded. I remember.
Yes. So I was saying that if all this Baba, all this daddy G.O.s, now you be my G.O. Now you be my G.O.
I am happy to be one, Baba. I know they push up aside though. I be general overseer of this temple.
Now you be G.O.
Namio, Adeo, Namio. And a valid.
Now you be my G.O.
God bless you, Baba.
Wallahi.
You are blessed.
I told my wife, I said, look, if all this Baba can just gather themselves together and march and stand in front of Ashu Rock, and with the congregation follow them, I guarantee you, Nigeria will know something is wrong that day. And it won't take them 1 week before things will change. Let's say Baba Adeboye stand up, Oyedepo stand up, and who else? At least those two I know them very well.
Kumuyi.
Kumuyi. Let them all march. Peaceful march. All these NSAS, they follow them. But they won't do that. They are so passive and I didn't even know. But now we know the reason why. And the reason that we've been taking is what you just validated to us today. Yeah. So now I know within myself that I'm not crazy.
You're not. Absolutely
and my thinking is right.
I'm telling you. People were normal. We did Nigeria. People were normal for this world today. We are not many. That's why everybody is trying to manage their sanity before they get contaminated. And they congregate here on Maiyegun's Diary Political to keep the sanity okay. If not, outside here, Ogba Wiri. And if you can't put Nigeria on top,
So because when you look at it, the way you break everything down, when you look at it, okay, you send the child to school, right?
Yes.
Primary school, secondary school, tertiary institution, you study whatever you study, accounting. You graduated, the hope is for you to get a job.
Yes.
And be working. Now, if you want to go get a master, if you want to have your PhD and become a professor, whatever,
do that too.
But you can. That is how a nation is supposed to be defined.
That's right.
Okay, and that is why if you can do that in this Western world we are, then
I mean, there are progress that can be monitored. But in Nigeria,
yes,
They are advising graduates to go and start driving down for okada just for the side. Later they will look for a job that will never come until they become chairman of those associations. And there are many young people who fell into that. They are married now. Their children don't attend school, like secondary school. Now they can't really do the job they thought they went to school for.
You can't do anything
anymore.
No, you can't do anything.
Which kind of country is that?
You can't do anything.
How do you monitor progress like that? How do you?
I have four siblings in Nigeria who are graduates. Okay, none of them can get a job. I'm telling you, none of them can get a job. Okay, the one that is even able to make something for himself, the only male among them, drives Uber to make a living.
On the side, you call it side hustle. Waiting for the day his own professional education or his own education can come to use, and it may never come to use ever.
And when you look at it, at the time I was saying that for my father's side, in his own family, we his children, we are the only one that is well highly educated. That could it be because of these other people who are not educated are the one behind all this predicament? I know, but that is the mindset. I will be thinking that somebody is doing you, like somebody is doing you.
Something, sir. I love the conversation. Whenever I'm trying to make people realize that, whatever it is they told you, the evil spirit is not the reason why you are facing any problem you are facing in Nigeria today. I love that part of my conversation every time I speak on that, because many people have come back to say, Maiyegun, you don't know what you did for me. You see, that moment you begin to tell me that my problem is not spiritual in that way, I started thinking, and things started making some senses to me. I started changing my decisions and things. My life is changing. People have told me that personally.
Yeah, it's not. Because look at me now. For example, I was born with health condition when I was born. I was born, genetically inherited illness when I was born. Okay? You. And I prayed, I did everything when I was little. While my other colleagues, young boys who are playing ball, I would be reading science inside the water to drink so I can get healed.
So you could be well.
Okay? So that I can be healed. But guess what? Till today, if not because of this country that I am, would be probably dead gone. Healthcare over there.
Now you now know that whatever you were suffering when you were younger could be medically managed. See the age you discovered that. See the age you discovered that your health condition could be well managed, and you can still lead your life, healthy, prosperous, successful life without that sickness. See the age you discovered when you go to where, everywhere. Man, I hate it when I freeze. And I'm just like, no. You know what I mean? Sir, I'm so sorry for that interruption, okay? I froze. So you were talking to us about, when you were reading about the Ekweremadu's case, and then considering your experience as well. Go on, sir.
Yes. So, and also when people were talking, I think that was on Saturday on Friday when you did the show.
Right.
And they were, saying that or is she the only one that is a criminal, all this stuff. But imagine America doesn't exist, Canada doesn't exist. Where will I go? How long am I going to be taking blood transfusion every month? And guess what? When I came here in 2007, from that day that I came, I landed, and I got transfused from that moment. I've never been transfused again from that moment in time.
So that was your miracle.
I'm telling you right now.
So if you have a miracle or anything Thanksgiving to give, that's your miracle. The day you landed in America, got your first treatment, was your last. And there was never any emergency.
No, I never had to do anything again.
Wow.
So, well, all these things are the basic needs a nation supposed to provide for their citizens. Okay? And it's easy to do. Very, very easy to do. All these Arabic countries, Dubai, like you said, you make the point earlier about.
You begin to wonder, are they serving different Allah to our own Allah in Nigeria? But what is this? Any small thing in our home, they want to kill you for insulting Allah. But look at all these guys. I mean, you know, they have different Allah in Saudi Arabia and Qatar and all these places.
4 million every year is what they take to their country to do Umrah and whatever they went there to do, go there to do. 4 million. And that's what is boosting their economy. It is common sense. It's not a rocket science.
It's not a rocket science.
Okay. It's not a rocket science. Everybody goes to Mecca, Hajj, whatever, Israel, everywhere. It's common less than 4 million naira to go.
Each.
Yes. So if we invest that money in our nation, what will happen? Then religion issue also. So, my brother.
Thank you so much, sir.
You've been on this talk for a long time, man. I'm sure you are tired. So
I know you're gonna be my last caller. That's why I actually wanted you to empty everything you have in there. I mean, not that lucky next time.
It's just so sad. It's just so sad.
Thanks.
It's just so sad. The religion has, decapitated us like crazy. Very, very crazy.
It's a sad one, and indeed, on that note, we are going to draw the curtains tonight. I am tired and I'm kind of hungry. I need to eat something and then go to bed. And tomorrow is another day. Another day. And another day means that the Thiefnubu team are going to be at the Tribunal tomorrow. If I see anything worth reporting, you may see a midday broadcast tomorrow. Apart from that, I will see you next time. Thank you so much for your time this evening or afternoon. Depends on where you're watching from. Don't leave without liking the broadcast if you haven't already. But if you have already done that, please don't do it again. It's all right. Just once. One is okay. So I will see you some other time. Odaro, good night.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Naivety #1.
Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ làmọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary, Naivety #1.
Maiyegun ti dé o, ọ̀rẹ́ ará ìlú.
Maiyegun Diary, Naivety #1.
Lórí Facebook, lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun Diary, Naivety #1.
Gbogbo bó ṣe ń lọ ni Maiyegun já wa sí.
Maiyegun Diary, Naivety #1.
Àṣírí ọ̀jẹ̀lú kì í bò níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Naivety #1.
Bó bá ṣe eré, àní Maiyegun máa wí.
Maiyegun Diary, Naivety #1.
Ó sì tún ṣe eré, wàá gbọ́ níbẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun Diary, Naivety #1.
Maiyegun Diary, Diary politico.
Maiyegun Diary, Naivety #1.
Godfatherism kò sí lọ́rọ̀ Maiyegun.
Maiyegun Diary, Naivety #1.
Ẹ farabalẹ̀ sẹ́ o. kẹgbọ́rọ̀ lẹ́nu.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Àní Maiyegun làwa mọ̀ tó dòdòdò.
Maiyegun Diary na ibi number one.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé. Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí Facebook.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Lórí YouTube.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Bọ́ bàbá gbé wúrẹ́.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ijó ìgbádìyẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Presido bá rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Kí gómìnà kówó jẹ.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọlọ́pàá tí ń gba rìbá.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Aṣòfin tí ń rúfin o.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Òpùrọ́ olóṣèlú.
Maiyegun máa wí.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Àní ẹ̀sùn ràkì.
Maiyegun ti dé.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀ o, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Wọ́n fowó bẹ́ẹ̀, Maiyegun ó sọ pé wọ́n ò bẹ́ẹ̀. Oníkan ṣáàtì ṣe èyí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, fáwọn ará ìlú tó gbé wọn débẹ̀ o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Kì máa yí ṣeré, ọ̀rọ̀ yìí kì í ṣẹ̀fẹ̀. Ẹni bá ti lè lẹ́bọ̀ lẹ́rù o, ọmọ bá dèrò kàṣà ìtú wọn síta.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.
Tẹnitẹni ọmọ Maiyegun ọ̀rẹ́ ara ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni mo fọlọ́run ṣọ́ ẹ̀ bá kìlẹ́bù. Lóòótọ́ olódodo ìlú ọ̀tá ìlú mọ̀mọ́ ni ìwọ ṣá máa ń ṣọ́ra kò sì mọ́ bẹ̀rù. Bọ́tà ń lè rí bóníṣègùn lé káwọn mọ̀mọ́ fi ṣera wọn ni ó ti dẹrùn tí wọn ò gbọ́dọ̀ sì mọ́ bẹ̀. Èèpo ọ̀gọ̀lọ́mọ bá dérò tàjẹ́ ò gbọ́dọ̀ jẹ́, ó ti dọba lórí àbínú ẹni kò sì mọ́ bùyà. Àìsíwọ́lu ní ẹnìkẹ́ ìgbódì ẹyin lábàrá o, ó kó ẹni tó bá dán o àkàmù. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì o. Ẹni bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe, ọmọ bá dèrò òní fi wọ́n níran o.
Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Maiyegun ti dé. Gbogbo ọ̀jẹ̀lú ẹ̀sùn ràkì. Ṣùgbọ́n ṣùgbọ́n ní bá ti ṣe yìí tó yẹ kí wọ́n ṣe ọmọ bá dẹ́rọ̀ ò ní fi wọ́n níran.